Arturo Dark Knight. He's one of our best listeners.
Oh, UV.
Okay.
UV? Did you just say UV?
Why is there a chicken in my parking lot?
Hey, we're back better than ever. Archie coming at you Wednesday night. It is our night. It is hump day. It is time to talk about some Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. I'm Ranger J 1999, your host. Someone has this playing in the background. I am going to kill one of you. Whoever it is going to die. I am not in the mood for this tonight, Finn. Finn is on mute, so it's not Finn. Roast Taco, I swear to God, brother, I'm going to stab you in the throat.
It wasn't me. I got headphones on.
Grande, if you're out there, someone's doing that. I'm going to kill you. What is going on here? This stuff starts to play down my ears. I'm like, who's doing this to me? But that being aside, thank you guys for being here. Everybody, shout outs out into the chat. Everybody out there watching us. Glad to have you guys here for the longest running Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes community live stream ever. So, what are we doing here? We're just here to talk about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. All the latest news and notes and give you a little bit of insight of what it all means. Let's introduce everybody properly now. I've got Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, over there.
I am unmuted now.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Kung Fu Minister. Like, very good. We have a great show for you tonight. I used my fist of Buddha to kill you. Of course, there's always that one old guy in those Kung Fu movies like, please, no trouble, please. Yeah. I love those old Kung Fu movies. You know, it's so good.
The greatest Kung Fu movie of all is Kung Pao.
But it's like when they're trying to explain everything, it's like, yeah, Kung Fu, it's good.
That's why I love Kung Pao. Kung Pao is the greatest karate movie ever.
Yes, it is. I love that one.
Well, actually second. Because my favorite movie is number one, but it's
Master Betty. Tiger. Tiger, 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 tiger. Birdie, birdie, birdie. Birdie, birdie. Well, we're not here to talk about Kung Pao Under the Fist. So, we're here to talk about Galaxy Heroes. Glad to have you all here. Let's get down through all the mechanisms, and then let's get this party started. Also, join us tonight. We've got our wonderful guests, big supporter of the show. What could we do without him? Mr. Rose Taco is joining us.
Make Rose Tico great.
Uh-huh. And look what it is, a little birdie. I spy with my eyes. Miss McVenom, Miss McVoltron. Look, she's here, folks.
Guys.
I didn't think you were going to be here. You've been dealing with a lot of sicky children and stuff like that.
I have sicky kids, then I was sick, and just a lot of stuff going on. But I'm here. I made it.
There you go. Everybody in the chat's like,
Have we started yet?
Yeah, we've been started.
We're live on the regular stream now, not even the pre-stream.
Yeah, we're on the regular
But
stream.
you came in right at introductions. So
yes.
You came in.
Look, everybody, it's Tis McVenom. Yay! All right, let's get through the mechanisms, shows, things that we need to get through, and then we're going to get into the show proper. You can see on the screen we got some new stuff there. You can see if you do a donation, not only will it pop up on Streamlabs, but it keeps track of everybody that subscribes, it gives money, anything like that. Patreon, it doesn't matter, it pops up there now. You can also see that we have a new tag there, and we're very proud of this tag. We are all-star fundraisers for the American Cancer Society. Finn, you want to talk about that, Finn?
Sure. So thanks to our 2018 or 2019 campaign that we did with the American Cancer
Thanks to
Society,
you
and with their
guys.
help, raised over $16,000 for the American Cancer Society. We are their top raising Twitch or YouTube streaming gamers channel, and they're starting a new group called the Gamers Against Cancer, which is that little symbol that you see towards the right there. And we are all-star fundraisers for them because we are one of their top fundraisers. So definitely a big thing, and we love working with the American Cancer Society. We're hoping to do more with that moving forward as well. So just really happy that we were able to do something as a community to make a difference, and we hope to do more of that moving forward.
Yep, absolutely, and we're very proud of that tag, and I couldn't be more proud that we were able to do that for them. It was a great event. We were able to do a lot, so I so glad to have been doing it. So also that brings me into the image you see on the top there. One of our streamers, one of our community people, his wife Kirsten has cancer, and it's Paul. Did I say that? I gotta remember his first. It's Paul. Yeah, I was gonna say his Discord name. Like, no, that's not right. That's not who it is. His wife has cancer. He reached out to me today, thanked us, was so appreciative of what we had done, and he has a GoFundMe for his wife. She has a form of cancer. I'm gonna read it here. Let me look here because I want to make sure I say it right. I mean, there's so many stupid forms of cancer. Really, it's like, God.
Follicular lymphoma.
There you go.
I hope you didn't
So,
kill anyone.
we gotta donate. It's Canadian money. Hold on, we'll get to that in a second. Let's get through this first. My internet's going down again.
I was about to say, I think we're buffering.
Hold on, everybody.
Yeah.
Getting a little tweak. I'm gonna
Yeah,
kill
it's still
Comcast.
trying. It's trying.
Fighting
It's
the
puttering, Ranger.
Okay, there it is. It's back. Comcast in this area has been doing some work, and it's driving me nuts at certain times of day. It's just the internet just goes. So we're back. We're back, guys. We're back. Sorry about that. Refresh your screen. Should be good now. I apologize. There's nothing I can do about it. I yelled and screamed at Comcast, and they told me that we'll just have to deal with it.
All right, so the donation.
We'll get to the donation in a second, but I want to finish this. So he started a GoFundMe. Cancer doesn't just affect the person that gets it. It affects everybody, and it affects families, and it ain't cheap. Treatment for cancer is not cheap. Even with insurance, it can be really expensive. So he started a GoFundMe. He reached out if we could get the word out about his GoFundMe. I was like, absolutely we can. So if you would like to help a good friend of the community and his lovely wife, could be on tonight. It's their game night, and I was like, you know what? Y'all go do this. She's the judge of the trivia, so if your answer's wrong, you get a bebop from her, and I love it. So they're doing the trivia night and doing their thing, and I was like, we'll handle it. We'll put it out there. Props to Cubs. He put it out on his channel. Any YouTubers watching this, please put this out there. Let's help him. So go to their GoFundMe and support it. You can see she's a lovely woman, and I would love to see that she gets better and that F cancer, and I would love to see that they get the money that they need. They're at 2,325 of a 10,500 goal. So there you go. So
She's beautiful too.
yes, and we went around for a long time. I would love to see us skewers get your ass.
Is it coming back, Ranger? Because you're fine on.
Yeah,
okay, there
it's
it
coming
is.
back. There it is. Every
At
time
least it was.
yeah, it's there.
Didn't kill
Yeah,
anyone
okay.
I know for it, huh?
There we go. God, y'all may get a rant tonight about Comcast. And here it goes again.
No, I think you're back. You're good on Zoom.
Am I? I'm
Mhm,
just
you're
watching.
good,
I'm
you're good.
watching.
Else that we can close down that's maybe causing
It's not
it,
that.
or-
It's just there was an outage here recently, and they've had to do a lot of repair work. So in the area, there's been trucks everywhere with the internet. It's there's been outages everywhere. So I don't know what the hell they did. If they're updating their stuff, it's going down again. This is unbelievable, man. The hell's me paying all this money every effing month, Comcast, if you can't even get your crap straight? Really starting to piss me off. God. Man, I'm trying not to cuss because, we're ACS.
Well, you're not even live, so it doesn't matter. Sorry.
All right, it looks like it's back. All right.
Yep, it's picking up. This restream is trying to pick it up here.
Yeah. God. All right, here we go. All right, so let's try this again. Stupid ass internet. Gonna lose my crap on this stupid company. All right, so back to what we were saying. But support that. You want to support the channel like our good friend Skywalker Vader just donated. He says, thanks for the Ross review today. You're more than welcome, Skywalker Vader. He says, thanks for the tips today as well. Offensive modes on Yoda, not speed, going to be different, not what I'm used to on Yoda. Yes, you want those offensive mods on Yoda. Trust me, Skywalker Vader, your life would be so much better. The Sandy Red donated $2. Says, I'll be back on RSG once I'm done with my semester. That's right, young man. You get your schoolwork done. We understand that totally. Stanley will be back. Scooping up the question. Jedi Training Bogus says $4.99. Let's spread the positive buzz, battle meditation, and fight cancer. Absolutely.
Battle meditation. Cute.
Kill anyone I
like
So
it.
thank you for that, Jedi Training Bogus. F cancer. Hate.
So if you guys want the link to the GoFundMe, it's in the description. You'll see where it says support Kristen. Just go ahead, click on that. It'll take you to the GoFundMe page, and you guys can support Paul, who is part of the Escape podcast. If you guys weren't aware, they're kind of an up and coming podcast. They actually do a really good job. So they're part of the Escape podcast, and so make sure that you check them out too. But otherwise, head down to the link is in the description, and it's support Kristen, and it's for Paul and Kristen.
There you go. I'm going to leave that up for a little bit here. Bimatsu just noted $2. Says this is for 2 tin cans and a string. Well, I mean, at this point, I'll take it. Stupid ass Comcast. All right.
I should put that on the Amazon wish list. I wonder. I'm sure they do have like 2 tin cans and a string.
For real.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Yeah. So, also, give us a thumbs up on the video. We are dual streaming on Twitch, so shout out to everybody watching us on Twitch. We're having technical difficulties, but we are on Twitch, and I'm watching that. Dreamy Mushroom is now following. Speaking of Twitch, is following us on there. So thank you, Dreamy Mushroom. Very much appreciated. So I'm monitoring Twitch. Finn's monitoring YouTube, and there you go. We are rocking and rolling. All right, so I think that's all the mechanisms. Did I miss anything, Finn? Patreon. If you'd like to support us, you can go to our Patreon page, become a Patreon supporter. There you go. All right. So we did super chat, did everything. Okay, good. Everything's working, Finn. We're awesome. We're awesome sauce. All right,
Let's
so
hope it stays that way with Comcast.
yeah. Also,
Don't jinx us, Finn. Jeez.
God, Finn. Now, Finn, we've been doing a lot of videos of late because the fans want us to do some videos. So we have some videos we've been putting out. So if you have, we did one today about the new upcoming changes with Ahsoka, Kenobi, and Anakin. You can check out. We're going to be doing more videos, and I keep tempting everybody this week, Finn. We got the lore video. Ooh, the lore video. So that will be coming out. We're not going to say when. You have to subscribe and know when we're putting that out. So there you go.
And we're planning a lot of updates to the stream, courtesy of a lot of the suggestions you guys have given us. So we are going to be working on those. So we're going to be trying to get out more of the smaller videos for you guys more consistently. Also, there's going to be some updates to the Patreon. We plan on giving all of our patrons some new stuff here starting in the next month.
Yep.
So those of you guys that are patrons already, you guys are good to go. But for those of you guys that want to become patrons, sign up now. You'll be getting some good stuff starting next month, which will include some sessions exclusive to only patrons that we're going to be trying to give to you guys. So
Absolutely.
Be on the lookout for those.
Everyone's digging the glasses, McVoltron.
I know. I'm seeing this. I'm like, well, this is nice to come back to. after
And
this
the
for a
hair.
while.
People are like, ooh, look at the hair. It's so silky and shiny.
I've been at the ballpark too. I'm feeling pretty good now.
You
Thanks,
must be
guys.
you must be using the right conditioner.
Yeah, ballpark dust.
I don't know what it is. I mean, you use whatever conditioner you like. I'm not judging, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, now it's time to do shout-outs. The way we do shout-outs, we're going to give you a shout-out word of the day. Put that word and that word only into the chat. If you don't, well, then you're not going to get a shout-out. So, Dr. Finn, the medicine woman, troll extraordinaire, what is our shout-out word of the day?
So because of a change that we're going to be talking about in-game, the shout out word of the day is going to be assassin.
Oh,
ASSASSIN. Again, it's ASSASSIN. And I know exactly how I'm splitting up the spelling. You guys can figure it out yourself. Again, the spelling is ASSASSIN.
so it's not ass in.
No, definitely not.
Oh my goodness.
Someone
So-
Rose Taco put Fin in.
Yeah, not wrong.
Oh, Rose Taco.
He's here.
Hi.
I miss you already.
I'm the greatest.
You are the
You are.
greatest.
You're so great. So much fun to hang out with.
So those are coming in. So get those in, and then we'll shout out your name. And then Finn, we've got a Twitter question again. We're not gonna do them every week, but we're back to Twitter questions. So we've got a Twitter question for you guys. So what's the Twitter question?
All right, so the Twitter question is actually based on something a lot of you guys have been asking about, and it's really early for us to start planning, but we're definitely open to having ideas. So this charity campaign in 2019 worked out really well. It also provided us a way that we can kind of meet up with some of you. We met Rose Taco, who's here with us. We met Kashmir. We met, who else did we meet?
Nose.
We met Xylo.
Nose, yeah.
Nose. And so we want to try and make it an annual thing where we do the charity fundraising and then maybe even have the kind of a RSG get together. And so the question is, if Reality Skewed Gamers was beginning to plan the 2020 RSG charity event / meetup, where would you want it to be? So you guys provide us some suggestions. We know some of the common ones, right? So we might do the Run Disney Star Wars Rival Run weekend again.
Yeah.
Maybe celebration
Vegas.
related.
Vegas.
No, Loki, we got to do something for charity.
I mean, we could do something for charity at Vegas.
No, we can't. Stop it.
Hookers and blow for the people.
Well,
Worst campaign for the American Cancer Society
let's-
ever.
my thing is I want to try that run again. So I'm leaning toward the run myself, but I'm open to suggestions. I had a blast. It was exhausting, but it was worth it. I never been more excited, but more fulfilled in my life.
Can
than
we
what
do the
did.
10K if we do it this time?
Yeah,
We don't all have
yeah,
to do that,
yeah,
but we can
absolutely.
split up
Even the
this time.
5K. If you want to do the 5K, McFenham, you can do the 5K.
I would like to start out with little like kitty run,
Yeah,
then the 5K,
Sure.
then the 10K.
you do you, McVenom. We'll be out there cheering you on. We'll be up early every morning, But I think Rose wants to do all three. I'd like to try all three. I'm going to lose a ton of weight. I'm going to get my ankle. I'm already setting up therapy to get my ankle worked on. So I want to give it a shot. I think I can do it. If I have to get
I would
surgery
do
on the damn
5
thing,
and a
I'm going to
half
do it.
only. I wouldn't do the 10 because the 10 would be too much strain for me. So I
Sure.
would do the 5 maybe because McVenom wants to do that if she wants to do that one.
I would probably do the 10.
Yeah.
I think I
Okay.
could do
Then I'm only
6
doing a
miles.
half.
Yeah.
I would be there to cheer you
Yeah.
on.
So if you guys, give us some thoughts. Again, we want to tie this into raising money for the ACS. So think about that as well. So, but give us your suggestions on Twitter. And we got some people in Twitch that are doing the shout out word of the day, Finn. If you don't want to, if you want to scoop those up, but thank you, Neovim Saraki, Remelia Scarlet, Skorma 204. In Twitch that are watching us over there. I just want to shout your names out real quick, but we'll shout you out again when it comes to the shout outs. I just want to say, hey, you're watching us on Twitch. Yay. Okay, so Finn's getting the shout out words of the day. I think it's only fair that the lovely McVoltron read them, because if we don't let her read it, we're going to have a riot on our hands.
Is she
because-
reading everything? Because our patron shout outs are in Finn stuff if you want to read those. And then I'm working on getting the shout out words right now.
Well, we don't have Grande, so you would have been very proud of Grande last week, McVoltron. He did
I
very
heard.
well. Yes, he did very well.
I think he did too.
Yeah.
I
he-
was listening. I mean, I
he did a
listened
good
later.
job. Yes.
He did.
So, all right. We're getting those put in there. Hell yeah, H-Town, that's my home stomping grounds. Katy, Texas, baby.
Did you say it's in Finn stuff, Finn?
That is correct.
Do you want me to go ahead and do the Patreon?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, while we're getting the rest scooped
All
up.
right. So we want to thank our special Patreon subscribers. We appreciate you guys, and we could not do this without you. Those patrons are Elliot 12, B Masu, Chopper Chopper BZ, Clone Troop 211, Contingent 33, Corinth, Dangerfield, Darth Teflon, Darth Allen 0885, Darth Bob, Deadpool Kyle 28, Drewman 95, Aroc 123, Hogzilla, I Bong Hard, It Poops Bombs, Maz Kanata, Moss Mike, Ouchie Dumpling, Ray Rock, Rose Taco, Revenator, Sanely Red, Shadow Veil, Sith Lord / Van Rhodes, Spaceman Tim, Tangent, Telewack, Tenebrous, The Tor, Walter Arnold, War Bobby, and Zarathustra.
All right, very nice. Now,
You know that Rose Taco name? That's a really good name.
Yeah, it's
That
a
is
great
really
name.
good name.
Now, Miss McVoltron, we've been doing more videos and stuff, and while Finn's getting the rest of the shout-outs ready, have you seen our new videos that we've been putting out? What did you
I
think?
did. I watched them today. I'm very impressed.
Did you like the endings?
I do. I like my favorite was the dancing ending.
Yes.
You want to give me another recap of that?
Well, no, Finn, we were just started, like, he said, and we started doing it. I was like, and then he added the music, so, you know.
It was super cute.
Yes.
I like it. I approve.
You need some music too.
Sprockets.
I like how he's very, very energetic right now, but when we were in Disney World, remember I was trying to get him to fist bump with me?
No.
At Epcot? He wouldn't do it.
He's like, no.
Like, no, my legs hurt.
You did it after the run.
That's true, McVoltron.
Phil,
We
you
were
had a
little-
drink in your hand.
That's true. You did have a...
Yeah, because you were forcing me to down a drink every half an hour while we were walking, and I had to.
God. Listen to this, butthole.
I didn't force anything. You're the one that put up, I will drink.
I didn't say I
however
wouldn't
many
drink it.
drinks
You're the one that created this
for me.
ridiculous schedule.
Ranger, are you hearing this?
McVoltron created this ridiculous schedule? Oh,
I
hell
did not say that I was going to drink
no.
one every 15 minutes. She was literally, when we were going around in Epcot, every time I finished my drink, she was like, oh, good, you're empty. Let's go to this place. I see a drink over there.
You had 20 drinks on the list to drink in one day.
It was 10.
And it was already like, what time was it, Ranger? Like
It was
2 o'clock?
10. And
2 o'clock in the
we sat
afternoon?
down to eat. I drank, what, like 6 of them at BJ's? I think I finished like 6 of them at BJ's.
You had more than 10, but people like let you go on some of those things.
Yeah, we did.
know
Well,
that.
because we couldn't find some of them.
Well, yeah, there
Okay.
was, we had to go
But
get the
I'm saying,
beers.
like
and-
at the beginning of the day, you had like this really long list of drinks that you had to get.
I know. I know what I had.
But when it
the
comes
list
to following a schedule, I don't want to, Mr. Itinerary. Oh, my Lord. By the minute we were on, Jesus.
I had my schedule. She made me change it and then wanted me to fist bump. Why would I fist bump when you made me change my schedule?
Ooh.
Your drinking didn't have any play in your schedule whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I don't
Well,
Was
I
it-
didn't think that was something I had to put in the itinerary.
You put everything else in the itinerary even when we were having breakfast.
That affected everybody.
Oh.
We had 10 minutes of hanging out on the schedule.
That affected everybody.
5:20.
Rose,
hang out.
Rose is going to back us up on
5:30.
Yeah.
this. Yes. Oh, Lordy.
There was a schedule in place.
Oh my goodness.
And then he's going to say, I can't follow the itinerary. Oh, my God. All right. All right, so we got the shout-outs ready for the lovely McVoltron
Yep,
to
they're
read.
in Finn stuff.
All right, let's get to that.
Fun stuff. Here we go. Okay. So our shout outs for today are JVU 420, Angry Bree 2000, Atomic Fish, Bad Rongo, Ball Rev 0187,
Oh,
Mimasu, Clone Troop 211, Contingent 33, Darth Hideous, DW, that's funny. Devil's Treasure, Dr. Feelgood, Dreamy Mushroom, Durgan, Fatality V2, Force Choke McGee, Force Master 77, Gav P, Grim, Hellenix, Hogzilla, Jacob Baxter, Jason Hommel, Jason Krulik, Jedi Training Bogus, JVU 420, Kobe 1, Luke Thyrocker, Mally, Mark Garnett, Mayong, Maz Kanata, McFlies. Oh my gosh, Finn, did you just add someone else and it popped it all the way back down?
Maybe.
You did. McFlies 009, McTweet, Michael House, Mitchell Cronin, Mostef Isley, Neo Venom, Ouchie Dumpling, Fat Tony 99, Raza 972, Ramelia Scarlet, Rose Taco, RSG Vormax, Sanely Red, Skorma 204, Shadowvale Shiz, Skywalker Vader, Slamma MC, Slash Van Rose.
You have to say it with more emphasis. Shiz.
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 Bro,
Shiz.
you don't know me. Shiz. Slash Van Rhodes, Space Monkey, Stama Ospuff, Stings, SWU Ephrail Stern, Takedown Games, Talon Lee, The Tor, Vito Onto, Waddell 73, Zerial Angsk.
No, ANGZC. So
I thought that was like
Australian
actually a
New
word.
Zealand Guild. Yeah. I can't remember the full acronym, but I think it's Australian New Zealand Guild Club or something like that.
Okay, so just Zerial.
Mhm.
Zerial. Xylo 111, Data Jordan, Kaltor Shelton. Shelton? How do you pronounce that, Ben?
I would guess Cal 10 too, because it has a little acento over the.
Okay. Jijak Canna. Jijak?
There we go.
Jijak Canna.
And then I'll shout out the again. I think we got your.
I included the Twitch and.
Oh, they were all in there.
Mhm.
That's all. Your local alchemist is in there now. So thank you guys for over there.
Oh,
on Twitch.
okay, yeah. If you got one in late, then okay.
Yeah. All right. So that's all the shout outs. Check out our Twitter. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of why we're here. We got some news to cover. There's a lot of stuff to cover this week. We've been covered with some of it on the videos that you guys can see. You can check out. And but we're going to get into it. So what's up first, Dr. Finn, Miss Woman? Oh, your local alchemist is now following us on Twitch. It was delayed reaction there. I saw them and then it popped up. So
Had to make sure we were worth it.
Oh, you know, right. It's like, let me just test this out. What is this RSG madness I'm looking at right now?
All right,
some
so
of that RSG wholesome goodness. Just let it wash. Let it wash over
Ranger's
you.
watching Twitch.
Okay, Ranger's watching Twitch.
You can watch Twitch if you like McVenom. I'm doing a million
just
things.
didn't know. I wanted to make sure somebody was watching.
I think everybody would love it if McVoltron watched Twitch.
I can watch Twitch.
McVoltron can watch both. But don't get rowdy because you kick your ass. All right.
Right, Loki? You want McVenom to watch Twitch?
She can do whatever she wants.
Let's see. Look, everybody, it's a lightsaber builder
He knows
extraordinaire
just
himself.
what to say to me, whatever he wants.
You're so smooth, Loki. How do you not have 9 wives right now?
Real.
You should have a harem.
Why would he burden himself with marriage?
Yeah. No, I mean, okay, so a plethora of women at his beck and call. The sexy Buddha himself is here. Sir Loki, what's going on, partner?
Driving, listening to you.
Okay, well, we won't bother you then. Jeez.
Tits look sensational, man. That's all I gotta say.
Man, what is going on? I need to try to remember what I did today.
Oh boy.
I don't know what you did either, but it's working.
All right then. Alrighty. I'm watching both Twitch and YouTube. I've got
Voltron's
both
like,
set up.
that's right, I am. Look at me. All right, we got sidetracked. Good lord. All right, what's first on the agenda there, Dr. Finminus Woman?
All right, so we just put the video out there, but we'll talk about it some more because some stuff happened. So it is the Jedi reworks.
Yes, we did do a video about this today, so you can check that out. But they finally did it. They did the reworks, y'all. So
Mace Windu's not going to suck?
no, he didn't get to him
wrong
yet.
Jedi.
Yeah,
so
they didn't.
the Jedi that got reworks, and they call them different things. Some are called kit touch-ups, some are called reworks. But they basically updated the kits for 3 characters, and it's General Kenobi, Jedi Knight Anakin, and Ahsoka Tano. And
I was
Rangers,
talking to Paul. He was thanking us, and I had to respond. He's the one person I would respond in the stream like, yes, sir.
So
right.
so there are 3 different reworks that were coming in. Again, Kenobi, Anakin, and Ahsoka. And we actually just got a content update. that put these things live.
They are live. I can go to the game and show them, Finn. Should I do that?
Not yet.
Okay, I will wait, Finn, to show them.
We'll go to the content update and talk about that here, because there's a few other things that are...
Wait, that's not the order that we had, Finn. You're screwing up my thing here. Wait.
Number 2, it says, and they are live now, and I have the content update.
When did that go in, you son of a...
That's
did
been
it
there.
again? No, it wasn't. It wasn't there, Finn. You're lying poopy pants.
It was definitely there.
Freelance Jedi's not following us. Thank you. I have to kill Finn. Thank you, Freelance Jedi. I'm telling you, that was not there, you turd muffin.
It was. That post isn't even edited.
Agenda, Twitter.
It's right after Jedi Reworks. It says,
that
and
was
they are
not
live
there, you turkey. Oh. All right, let me just pull that up because Finn sucks. All right.
It was totally there.
It was not there. You're lying. I did this while we were doing... I'm going to go back to the pre-stream and...
You missed it then.
I did not miss it. You're dirty, dirty, dirty piece of poopy.
All right, so while he's bringing that up...
See what he does to me, McVoltron? He set me up for failure again. Golly, man. I mean, he's just... First he makes you angry, then he makes me angry. Rose, you're next, man. I mean, Loki never gets angry, so why bother? But...
I can't make you angry. You can never get angry at me.
No. Finn will make you angry at him.
Oh.
Yeah,
I get mad at you when you mess up my pictures on the roller coasters.
Well, that's because
That was so
you
good,
didn't hit me
yes.
with a nice cross stitch.
Oh,
He's
And
got...
I still don't have it.
Oh, snap!
all right, you got me.
And that's how you close down Tits McKenna.
Oh, wow. Damn.
I mean, savage shutdown.
Just savage. Just, oh my
That was
God.
awful. Okay.
Down goes McVoltron.
All right, so they just put out a content update. It went live in the game just a few minutes ago.
Uh-huh.
And so they put in the changes for Kenobi, Anakin, and Ahsoka. We'll talk about that. They also put in the changes for Darth Malak. So you'll see that they updated Darth Malak's gnawing terror to include the Sith enemies, and they can't gain bonus turn meter now. We're going to talk more about that here later. They also included some bundles for Kenobi, for Anakin, and Ahsoka. The Kenobi one is interesting. Is this the first time that Kenobi as a raid character is getting a bundle? So I think we had one for Han before.
I don't remember. I don't think so, yeah.
So
I don't think so because I've
seen
always
this.
wanted GK when I first started, and I was always looking because he was probably one of the ones that I would have spent something on, and there was nothing for him.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is the first time that Kenobi has a pack.
Kenobi.
So interesting. So there are potentially some newer players that can get Kenobi without having completed heroic AAT. So nice little boost potentially there if somebody wants to go ahead and buy that pack. But it's 50 shards. I don't think that's enough for the unlock, right?
No.
That's not enough for the unlock.
I think it was 85.
Yeah, he's a 5-star unlock, so it should be
Yeah.
So
You'd be 15
interesting.
short,
They're giving away to get shards, but it's not really going to necessarily do anything unless you already have him. So interesting pack there, but you still get Anakin and you get Ahsoka, so that's nice. I'm going to go into their reworks.
Yeah.
There's some fixes. There's one fix in particular we'll talk about later, but let's go ahead and jump into the Jedi reworks. So do you have Kenobi next, Ranger? Because that's the one that...
Yes.
Okay. That's the next
Now
on
that
the
we're
order.
back on schedule.
Touch-ups now. Aren't they called touch-ups now?
Well, so two
Some
of them
were
called touch-ups.
Yeah.
One of them is called a rework.
Got it.
And it is a little weird, but that's the way they did it. So yeah. So we have General Kenobi. Now General Kenobi really hasn't had a huge change.
Kenobi.
His major change is the Zeta.
Yeah.
Right. So if we go through his abilities and look a little bit, I mean, he really doesn't
Little
have that
things
much.
here and there, yeah.
different. Yeah, there's little things. If you go through the green text, some of the stuff, and we go through in more detail in our video, so we're not going to go through it, but there's a lot of wording changes that are interesting because it's curious what they plan on doing with that. They changed the order of like if any to before for 2 turns rather than after for 2 turns with his special. They did increase his turn meter gain, and so they did some little things.
Before the 60% now. What was it before?
It was actually. Why do I feel like that's different from when we read it yesterday, Ranger?
I don't remember.
I want to check. Didn't
now
we read it as? I'm trying to remember now if we're getting it confused for something else. Didn't it say 80% yesterday?
Oh, we're talking. That's Anakin. Remember the Anakin's.
That's Anakin. Okay, so it's
still the same.
Yeah, I think no. The 60% changed. I don't remember what it was before. The percentage on the turn meter did change, but I just can't remember what it was now. We did it yesterday.
Yeah.
And we had the actual thing up, so it's in our.
Are you talking about the turn meter one? Yeah, that is a change.
Yeah, I think it was 50% before.
Yeah.
And now it's 60%. So, oh yeah, and the people in the chat are confirming. Yeah, it was 50% before, and now it's 60%. So, it did go up. His lead the charge now basically adds that Anakin and Ahsoka won't get the damage penalty of the 30% less damage, so they'll be dealing full damage. Most importantly, that's added to him is a Zeta on his unique. And now it's if all allies are Galactic Republic, General Kenobi taunts for 1 turn whenever another Galactic Republic ally loses any protection up. And it's kind of weird, right? Kenobi has typically been on a Jedi team, and it's not Galactic Republic. And if all allies are Galactic Republic, now you're forcing him into a new team. And maybe there's some teams. I was thinking about it after we made the video. Potentially one team that we may start seeing as a defensive team is going to be Kenobi, Barriss, Fives, Anakin, and Ahsoka.
Good.
Because we've seen that combination of Kenobi, Barriss, and Fives last for a long time.
Well, with
right?
Rex too. Oh, Clone Troop 211 is now following us on Twitch. Thank you, Clone Troop 211.
Thank you, Clone Troop. But yeah, I mean, we've seen that trio of Kenobi with Barriss and Fives being like the timeout team from a while ago, right? And we still see that in 3s. The problem is the other 2 positions was never really set. People will throw other clones or other Jedi and just stick them on that team. But now, if you put Anakin and Ahsoka on that team, you do have a pretty potent combination.
That's nice, man.
So, and then for like a Jedi Knight Revan team, you can replace Kenobi with a Hermit Yoda. Maybe not the best choice, but it works on that
for
team.
offense, so you keep him for offense. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can do it for offense, or if you want to go defensive, you can put Juhani on that team. She does work on that team. I mean, you could do an old Ben. He's not as great as Kenobi, but he can definitely work if you have a Zeta on him, because you do need that double taunt if you're really going to be using him on that team. So you have some interesting combinations that you can do here. McVenom, I know we haven't gotten your thoughts yet, and then Loki, we'll get to you next. McVenom, what do you think about these changes for Kenobi?
I'm excited to play with it because these are characters that I have and I can gear. So it's kind of exciting with all the like hullabaloo going on with all of these characters that are months and months and months away from anything that I would be closely able to get. This is kind of cool to have this rework for people that I actually enjoy playing with. So I'm excited about it. I need to read more into it though. I need to kind of like, are they live now?
Yep, they are live now. This content update went into effect about 2 hours ago.
Oh, good. I need to go play with it. Let's see.
Loki, what do you think about the Kenobi rework? Well, I guess the addition of a Zeta.
I think it's fine. I don't think it's critical yet. I mean, that video you guys released this morning was really good. Pretty informative.
Hey, fam, we got the Loki seal of approval.
You got the who?
The Loki seal of approval.
Oh, hell yeah, man. No, that was a great video. Yeah, the reworks are good. I mean, it's good to always improve the legacy characters and all that. I wish they did more Galactic Republic, though, like Ayla or Kit Fisto, but
they could still.
Maybe that's coming soon. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool.
I think it's a great start. I mean, Mace Windu probably stands out the most. That needs it, that needs it real soon. But I like the Anakin one. I like the Ahsoka one a lot, actually. And I like that team. I mean, the the team with Barris and Fives, maybe, you know. It sounds pretty good. So
Yeah, and so Loki just brought it up. Let's go ahead and jump into Anakin next.
Well, do we want to get Rose Tacos feedback?
Oh yeah, Rose, what do you
Thanks,
think?
Finn. Yeah, don't worry, Rose. I remember that you're here. Finn's a turd.
It's not like he's getting a Zeta from me anytime soon, even though I have him 12 plus, but yeah, I'm not sure if that Zeta is going to be worth it.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, I agree. All right,
Because
next.
I mean, who doesn't use General Kenobi on every single team?
Right. Good point. All right. Next is Lord of the Sand People, Anakin Skywalker. Finn, you want to highlight the key points here?
Sure. So his basic is a lot of rewording for the most part, and then a change from 70% to 80% on his basic to inflict healing immunity and buff immunity. And instead of grouping healing and buff immunity, they've spaced it out. So they've added healing immunity as one and buff immunity as another. I think wording wise, and I know Than Kyrell is going to be all over this, but I think wording wise, it does help to kind of have each buff listed separately, even if they share the common immunity terms, just so you know what the individual buffs are. So I think it's not a huge change, but it's maybe a good change just for clarity on his basic. His special really changes, and I really do like his new special. So before, it used to be called Reckless Assault, and if you remember, he had a 25% chance on crit to grant offense up, but he also had a chance to cause expose on himself. And so it was one of the only abilities in the game where you could potentially do something and actually harm yourself as a result. They now changed it from Reckless Assault to Overpowering Assault. It's now a fully positive effect. It now has a 100% chance of getting offense up and critical chance up for 2 turns. So no longer based on crit chance or anything like that, just straight up. There is a crit component to it. It's specific to Galactic Republic, essentially. So for each enemy critical hit, he will grant protection up, which is 10% in stacking, to each Galactic Republic ally for 1 turn. This attack can't be evaded. And so it makes it so that you can stack extra protection on Galactic Republic allies. Same thing as we were just talking. Galactic Republic as a whole is not, it doesn't seem like it's complete. I'm sure they're going to be working on stuff. I mean, Rose just mentioned a few characters, and Loki mentioned a few characters. I mean, there's a lot of characters that potentially they can improve. And so Galactic Republic may have some life afterwards. For now, it's kind of limited, and it may be that GK Bears, Fives, Anakin, Ahsoka team that we're going to see. So his leader ability is pretty much the same. Again, just reworded. So instead of gaining, they now have certain buffs. So that was the main change. And with his Righteous Fury, the main change is, besides kind of the damage increase to 100%, it changed the wording from gaining 100% turn meter to takes a bonus turn. This is particularly interesting because of the Malak change that just happened, which we'll look at.
Hey, we just got a new animation. Jack Kana pledged $5 for Patreon, and we got our first animation of, who was that? Was that what's her name from Rogue One?
That's Jin.
Jin? Yeah, okay.
Jin.
Well,
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you, Jack.
It's awesome.
I had never seen that before. I was like, oh.
She's so cute.
So he now takes a bonus turn, which is curious because I don't know. I wonder if it's going to make it so that things that prevent turn meter gain are not going to affect Anakin, right? So if you get Daze, will Anakin still be able to take a bonus turn? Because I think Daze specifically prevents turn meter gain, but doesn't say anything about somebody taking a bonus turn. So I don't know how that works out. I think this one may have actually confused the wording a little bit. It depends on what they intend on doing. But we'll start with Rose on this one. Rose, what do you think of the Anakin changes?
I think that P3 of Heroic Sith is going to include him now instead of, because of the 100% chance instead of, I used to use him in the P3 Sith first, and then it's like, why are my guys not getting offense up? Because it was only a chance.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Now I think it'll be a lot better. I think he's going to be. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be meta, but he's better.
Yeah, he is going to be meta.
Loki, how about you?
I'm buying gear right now.
Okay, you buy your gear.
I agree with Rose on it. I mean, it's nothing. The problem is they're making these kits. You have to run all 3 of them now, right?
Yes, you
the whole
do.
thing. So, I'm sure he's going to be fine, but you got to run all Galactic Republic or GK Lead or whatever, right? He's not going to be a I don't know, like a good standalone tune, but definitely the rework made him better. I mean, he's not going to be earth shattering, but definitely better.
McVenom?
I've not really seen a whole lot of change with him, right? Like his leader doesn't like his changed hardly at all. And it's weird that the other 2 got a Zeta and he didn't for this whole, supposed to be like a huge synergy, but I'm guessing, like you guys said, that there might be some new ones coming out. Like maybe he'll get a Padme buff when she comes out or something, maybe. I don't know.
Warmax01 is now following us on Twitch. Thank you very much.
I ain't bringing Padme to the game.
They
They are bringing Padme, and that's going to be what he gets with the Zeta with his unique. I mean,
That
who
would
else would
be
he have
cool,
Righteous Fury for besides Padme?
I mean, to be honest, his is very lackluster considering like Ahsoka's, and I mean,
Yeah.
I think his was a little bit. It falls a little flat for me, so maybe that's what the intention is to wait for him to get like a buff later with another character. I don't know.
And his unique is still only at level 7, so he does have room for that level 8 Zeta, and he was the only one. So yeah, I think he is going to get another Zeta moving forward. That might be part of the reason for some of this rewording with his unique as well.
Another Zeta? He doesn't have a Zeta now.
I mean, sorry,
Like
I mean
a
another Zeta
Zeta.
in terms of these ones, but yeah, he'll get a Zeta. What'll be interesting though is if, and I'm gonna speculate a little bit here, if there is a synergy with Padme, and the reason why they reworded it, because I've been looking, as you can probably guess, I've been looking at the wording, and I've been trying to figure out why they did
Did you have a problem with the wording?
No, actually. So here's my thinking, anyways. It says that it's going to take a bonus turn, and I think actually that wording causes more confusion because of the whole turn meter gain and whether it's actually prevented or not, like I was mentioning. But if his Zeta makes it so he takes 2 bonus turns or 3 bonus turns, right? Because you can't specify that with turn meter, right? Turn meter, you can't gain 200% turn meter. You'll just end up at 100, then your turn is over, and you're just going to end up back at 0. If they make it so that the Zeta gives him extra turns afterwards, so he goes 2 times or 3 times afterwards, somehow linked to Padme. So if Padme is the one that falls below 50%, he now takes 2 bonus turns or something like that. I think that would be really cool. So I think that may be the reason for the wording, because otherwise this wording change compared to everything else is actually more confusing compared to the original. So
That's a good point, because they're doing that with all the new tunes now, right? I mean, Malak just got it, where they specifically say he takes a bonus turn and this and that, and that's a good point.
Oh, all right. So I think we've touched enough on Jedi Knight Anakin. Let us move on to our next rework, which is Ahsoka Tano. Finn, what do we got here? We had a lot of stuff with her.
we got the best rework out of the bunch.
Yes,
It is
hers
the
was
actual
pretty damn
only
good.
rework. Everything else was a kit touch-up. But this is an actual rework, and she is actually really, really awesome. So first off, her basic is now called Focus Slash. Not only does she deal damage, but now she dispels all buffs on whoever she attacks. And on a critical hit, she dispels all debuffs on herself and a random Galactic Republic ally. And this attack can't be evaded if the target has foresight. So she's still prone to regular dodging, right? Whatever the base dodge rate and stuff is. So, and a dodge lead or something like that, she can still be dodged. But if they have foresight, no more. She's going to be able to go right through that and still get her attack in.
Yep.
So, really cool, I think.
Yes.
I mean, anybody have anything to add to this? I think this is just an awesome
It
basic.
really is.
You know who's going to be bummed that he doesn't play anymore is Eleanor Ewalkin. because
Oh,
he
yeah.
had a
Oh,
dang
forget
Ahsoka.
that crap. Mick Voltron, look who just showed up. It's Grande Pappy Patron. Well, that's the end of the show.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up, Sicky boy?
I'm doing better now.
You got the antibiotics in
I'm
you?
doing way better now.
Did you stick that funky
Are you guys-
anesthetic in that arm and just squeeze the juice right into there? Make you feel better?
No, I got 2 different medicines, so at least I'm not coughing as much as I was before.
Yeah, you were coughing like you were chain smoking earlier.
And I was muting like half the time, man.
It's like, well, let me tell you. It's like, oh my god. Let me tell you, this is Grande Patron. It's like, oh my god.
I mean, it's still bad, dude, but it's not as bad.
Grande.
Plus, I had to, I had a couple. We had a couple people doing service over here at the house, so I had to get the kids dinner, and then Grande Patron's pool boy showed up, so we had to have a conversation with my pool boy.
Well.
And,
You have to give him tips on how you handle Carrie's pool, so he did yours right.
Not exactly.
Nia McVenom says, "Let the comedy begin." Grande's on meds. LOL.
Oh yeah, I am totally on meds, man.
Grande's gonna be like, I'm something. Flurf. Then that's
Flurf
it.
and nougat.
Just flarf and floof. Like Grande. All right.
All right, so
Continue with this.
One of them they did tell me not to drive with. I will say that.
Or consume alcohol. Don't do that
They were
either,
like,
Grande.
they were like, don't drive with that. Don't drive with that. And I was
Consuming alcohol and meds is the best part.
Yeah, Grande, try it out. You'll love it.
Rutabaga. We can't be telling them to consume alcohol and meds.
No, but just Grande. Everyone else don't do that. But Grande's a different story. Voltron.
awful. Okay, so back to Ahsoka.
Speaking of someone on meds.
What the hell?
All right. So, her basic, really nice upgrade. It's going to be
Yes.
very useful, especially with the increase in foresight everywhere. We even see it on the Darth Revan team, right? So it's not just a Grandmaster Yoda ability or anything like that. You're actually seeing it on Sith side more.
Galactic Republic versus Jedi Knight Revan.
Ooh. Guess who?
So then we go to the special. Still called the same, but it's now different. So protective maneuver. So it deals damage to a target enemy. And now, if Jedi Knight Anakin and Kenobi are the allies, or if they are allies, it now deals damage again. And if both of them are allies, it deals damage a third time. And so if the ally leader is Galactic Republic, this attack deals 50% more damage. All allies recover 20% health, and all Galactic Republic allies gain 20% protection up.
That's
for
super
one.
That
nice.
seems so broken to me. Like, it's gonna be, you know how Ouchie hates Dooku because he keeps attacking? It's gonna be that over again. Like, just attack after attack.
So it is attack after attack after attack, right? But here's the thing, which I really like about that ability. It's in line with Fulcrum Ahsoka. Fulcrum Ahsoka's Whirlwind is very similar, right? It's not predicated on any other character being there, so that is one slight change. But her Whirlwind is also on a 3-turn cooldown and deals multiple attacks based on the number of buffs, right? So she kind of went from Snips, who's reliant on kind of the team and really follows around Anakin, and Anakin is with Kenobi, so she kind of gets like this group
Kenobi.
mentality, versus Fulcrum Ahsoka, where she just becomes a BA and just like, I'm on my own, I'm gonna do this all on myself, and all of her attacks are now based on her buffs consumed. So I like that it is in line with Fulcrum Ahsoka and almost seems like a progression of the character, doesn't it?
I agree. I don't know if McVoltron does.
If I said it, McVoltron's not going to agree. It's just the way it is.
What? No.
See, no. See, it's just the way it is. I don't even have to say anything. Do you agree? Finn said it. No.
I agree. How about that?
There you go.
Just to spite you, I'm gonna agree with you.
All right. So I think it's a really cool special. It does fit in with the rest of her kit. Her leader doesn't change. Her leader is still.
No.
She's not going to be a leader. They give evasion to Jedi and Night Sisters 20% whenever they evade. It's really not. It's not what you're going to be using her for. But her unique now has a Zeta and some changes to it. So Ahsoka has 40% max health, 10% evasion, 10% crit chance, and 25 speed. Now, we mentioned this in the video. These are lower than what she has right now.
Because
what makes it better is the next part, which is these values are doubled while she has crit hit immunity. So you're like, okay, well, Kenobi can provide crit hit immunity.
Well, there's more, Finn.
Yes. Tell us what there is, Ranger.
If Jedi Anakin is an ally, Ahsoka gains critical hit immunity for 2 turns at the start of each encounter and whenever she uses a special ability. So she's got critical immunity with just all over her with Kenobi and Anakin in there.
Yeah, it's going to be all the time that she's getting it. And then the one last part, if the ally leader is Galactic Republic, Ahsoka is called to assist whenever another Galactic Republic ally uses a special
She's going to be going quite a lot.
Mm-hmm. So she's constantly smacking and dispelling. You know who I feel bad for after reading this kit? Plo Koon.
Yeah, his days are done.
Until
they rework him.
Well, yeah, I hope they do. I mentioned this before. This was a while ago now, right? Where Sunfac was the meta. And the reason he was the meta was because he was tanky and he was able to dispel on his basic. And that was a key mechanic to have. Like, there was almost nobody else in the game that had it. The only other character at that time that had a dispel on his basic was Plo Koon. Plo Koon was a free-to-play version, so he only had 50% instead of Sunfax that was like a guaranteed dispel. And now Ahsoka does that. She's basically taken like all of Plo Koon's kit and just been like, F you to Plo Koon, and now Plo Koon is useless. Like, all he has is his ship.
A couple of things I want to say. One, Plo Koon was the only Jedi Anakin ever thought his equal in lightsaber combat. And someone that he respected. And the other one, look at McVoltron dropping the knowledge in chat. Look at that.
Ooh.
Well.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised. I'm like, oh, I know that one.
Yeah, look at that. Wow. McVoltron, jeez.
I love Rebels.
I'm impressed.
It's got my Thrawn in it, so of course I watch Rebels.
Oh, goodness gracious.
So I'm kind of hoping that Plo gets a rework. I've been a fan of Plo Koon for a long time. I love his kit and everything. So I really hope Plo Koon gets a rework and synergizes with this team a little bit. But Grande, what do you think? We didn't get your thoughts on the Kenobi and Anakin either, but we've gone through them. What are your thoughts on all of the reworks and specifically Ahsoka?
He's muted.
Grande's on mute. He's doing the karate thing again.
I was coughing.
I like him very much.
I was coughing. That's why I muted, and I guess I forgot to un.
I have to cough.
I'm like Grievous right now, man. I'm telling you.
Kenobi.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Ahsoka.
God, every time you do that, I just picture Cartman from that episode of South Park, you know, where he's like having this scheme and he's in the class like, this is going swimmingly.
Actually, they took Clone Wars off Netflix now, Brandon.
Yeah, the new service is coming up.
I don't know. I here's the deal. You know, we didn't make them arena viable yet, in my opinion, not given the current meta. So basically, they might make a good 4th or 5th or 6th in GA. They might make a good 3v3 GA team. That's about it, right? I mean, that's effectively what we've done. Is it worth the 3 Zetas? I'm going to tell you, no, it's not worth the 3 Zetas. You know, I'm sure most people are pretty Zeta poor right now, which means you need to save up some Zetas. I think this is a red herring for putting Zetas on this so that you don't put Zetas on the next thing that's coming. So unless you've got 6 or 8 Zetas hanging out, I would not put them on this at all. I would not. I'm
with you, but the only thing I'll say is I do see a lot of potential for it as a territory war or a Grand Arena defense team. I think it's higher, but it's not worth the Zetas. I'm with you. I don't think it's worth the Zetas. I think it's a red herring. I don't think you should be putting anything in here yet, but I do think it's a good
here's the deal.
Imagine a 3v3 arena team though.
No, but Man, that's a one case use, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's too limited.
nobody's using Galactic Republic ships in fleets. Nobody's using Galactic Republic to climb. They've now split all the Jedi into basically Old Republic Jedi and Galactic Republic Jedi, which is a very poor choice. Unless we start seeing some more reworks to Mace Windu and they give us some OP Padme that, like, when Padme is on the team, Anakin, Ahsoka, and General Kenobi all get to take 6 turns for everybody's 1 turn, right? Unless something like that happens, this is a red freaking herring.
I want an OP midriff Padme.
I mean, my guess is with the new Geonosian map, you know, we probably get a clone or we get Padme. And I'm thinking they don't want to touch clones. And here's why. Clones have a leader that's a TM generator. And so the minute they touch clones, then they got to jack with another TM lead, which means bye-bye Rex leader.
Yep.
And
I agree.
And so here's the deal. Everybody wants more clones. Be careful what you wish for. You wish for more clones, and all of a sudden Rex lead is going to become garbage. So we might get one more thing. We might not. We're probably going to get like a Geonosian queen or some BS no-name Geonosian for the dark side version of the character you're supposed to get on the... Yeah, don't be... Look, I've asked for Delta Squad too. You ever notice since they started taking the Nerf bat to everybody's good leader, I haven't asked for Delta Squad in a long time.
And it's not just the good leaders. It's always the leaders that generate turn meter.
Yep.
That's always the stuff, right? Nuke Gunray is not just getting like nerfed over and over again for no reason. It's because it's a turn meter generator. We just saw that breaking the game with Finn, right? And now Finn is relatively useless.
Look, they effectively they nerfed EP lead too, right?
Yeah. Another
TM generation lead. I'm telling you, this is the more and more we keep doing this, you know, this becomes Star Wars Galaxy of mods. And it's a little bit unfortunate, right? Because not everybody has the greatest mods, and I mean, I know why they're doing it, right? They're trying to do it so that somebody could potentially, so that you end up with a gear war to top, and somebody ends up dropping a freaking vault in order to get the 2 right side pieces. But even if you drop a vault and get the 2 right side pieces, you still can't win sometimes the speed war, right? Because you know, that only gives you 12 speed, and if the other guy's already sitting with a maxed out squad, you're still slower. And you know, some of these defenses, the way they keep changing the kits, and they're like, well, so, you know, this character doesn't use the right ability, you know, under the AI, and so then they change the AI because everybody yelled and screamed that the AI did it wrong, and all that means now is the only way to beat it is to outspeed it. And I think that's a problem, because newsflash, you know, everybody who thinks they're going to be able to do it with Thrawn is 4 speed slower than Darkside Revan. He's not 4 speed faster, which means you can't slingshot against it, right? I mean, it's really unfortunate, the current state of affairs, as far as a some kind of a matchup to go up against, you know, Revan with Malak. I feel like that they need that. I feel like whoever's in charge, right, wants their new pretty shiny thing to be so awesome that smart people can't figure out a way around it. Without somebody investing multiple zetas in order to figure it out, and that's a problem, right? I mean, we've seen some videos, right? Grievous team knocks it out. You know, great. Grievous team knocks it out. You know, that's like a 4 or 5 zeta team in order to figure that out, man. I mean, and you're going way down a rabbit hole in order to figure that out. That just kind of is a little bit disturbing to me. That I mean, there should be ways where people who don't have stuff, if given enough time, energy, and effort, can beat someone who was able to buy their way into it. Buying your way into a team means that you should be able to hold on defense against people that are not smart and people that are not tryhards. but that doesn't mean that you should be able to just always win no matter what, especially whenever mods are so freaking RNG, man. Mods are incredibly RNG. I mean, is it possible? I mean, especially whenever you're saying, hey, his best set is 3 speed faster than mine, and I can't ever get a set that's 3 speed faster. I mean, I'm one of the people who will tell you that that in previous metas, hey, if you're a smart player, you can work around it, you can make something else work. It's possible, but it's not possible now without some insanely good RNG on your side. Not just the right team, but also some insanely good RNG. And that's unfortunate for them. They made some mistakes. And they need to fix it. And they're going in there. And if you ask me right direction, wrong direction, right now it's wrong direction.
Well, let's get into that.
It was right. I would say they were on a relatively right direction until the recent Malak change. We're going to talk about
the Malak change. Yeah, right direction, wrong direction. Right now it's wrong direction.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get into the next topic, Finn.
I think we need a break. I think we've talked a lot about this stuff.
You're right. Jeff Nicholson said, "Is this a filibuster?"
Yeah, Grant is taking the floor. Yeah, 7 years ago.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hijack.
No, but you're right. I mean,
Yeah.
this is one of the things we have to be careful about anytime we're hoping for new clones and everything, right? And I know people love the clones, right? People want Delta Squad and everything, but in terms of game mechanics, we're looking at major changes, especially with Rex, if they actually do something like this. So it is something to be cautious about, right? Those of you guys that love your Rex and have invested in it. Now, interesting thing, there's no Zeta on Rex, right? So there's probably not going to be anything like funded or anything like that, but it's going to be a change to a character you've invested gear in.
Yeah, they'll nerf bat the crap out of his leader ability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his leader, it's going to be awful.
All right,
let's I think it's time we take a breather, Ranger. We take a break, we chill out, and let's talk about the meta report.
Hey everybody, Harry Carey here. Hey, look at those graphics Finn came up with them. The Meta Report, brought to you by nothing, because we have nothing to sell you anymore. We've run out of topics. So, I'm going to drink about 20 ice-cold Budweisers, eat 3 plates of wings, and listen to Finn talk and put us to sleep with the Meta Report. Go on, Dr. Finn, bore us to tears.
All right, so for everyone that was really happy about the rock, paper, scissors meta, we're going to talk about it more here with the Darth Malak change coming up. But what we see right now, Darth Revan definitely taking a lead with Jedi Knight Revan in second and Emperor Palpatine being third. Now, that's probably not going to last very long.
No, it's over.
We'll talk about that, but
it's dead.
We were getting close here to a rock, paper, scissors, and it was really nice, actually. Interesting thing to kind of note here, right, is that the Darth Revan numbers are increasing, and they're not just fully taking away from Jedi Knight Revan, right? When we look at the percentages, Jedi Knight Revan went down 7% from 27 to 20. Darth Revan went up 12%. So what that's telling me as part of this is that there were players that missed Jedi Knight Revan and did not want to miss Darth Revan because they knew he was going to be game-changing. And there are people that are working on just Darth Revan. I would say I'm pretty curious to see how many people maybe even don't have Jedi Knight Revan, but have Darth Revan because they knew how important he was going to be to the game after seeing what Jedi Knight Revan was, and just have Darth Revan. I think that would be pretty... If there was a way to figure that out, I think that would be pretty interesting to see. But... from the meta report, I mean, that's pretty much it. We're going to see a larger shift to Darth Revan. We're going to see the removal of Emperor Palpatine. We might see some of the Emperor Palpatine switch into Jedi Knight Revan, depending on what the people that have Emperor Palpatine are doing. But I figure more are going to go to Darth Revan. So we're going to start seeing the increase in Darth Revan here very shortly. And for the first time on the meta report, we have someone that is over 90%. Ohm 1 is officially over 90%.
I don't care. I'm not even showing it on screen. I'm so sick of that.
Well, no, we actually have, for the first time, an over 90% showing. Like, we've shown Jedi Knight Revan before, right? But he was at 89%. He had never topped 90 for when we take our screenshots, like an hour or 2 hours before the stream. And we try to do it consistently at that time. There have been other times that it kind of showed at 90% if you looked at it at different times. But for the first time, Home 1 is at 93%. And
ridiculous.
And Ships 2.0 was supposed to change the meta from being stale.
It's the stalest thing in the game. I don't even want to talk about it.
By the way, there are still of rank 1s, right? So there are 30 people getting rank 1 with endurance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Way to go, you 30 people.
Amazing.
All I'm going to say is you 30 people are some BAMFs.
Are you showing the 90% Ranger?
No, I don't want to show it. It makes me
We have
sick.
to show it. It's the first time we've had a 90% on the stream. Let's at least show it.
Oh, for
Tell
God's
me,
sake.
Home 1 made it to 90%. We should be happy.
They're missing the boat. I mean, you got... I mean, the number...
It makes me miss 5v5 more every single day because I don't see what the purpose of 3v3 was after this.
It was to shake up the meta, so you have different teams.
That's
I'm
true. It
telling
shook
for
it up.
number
Now
one.
93%.
You know what 3v3 feels like to me? I'm just gonna say this. 3v3 feels like to me like a compromise. It feels like they had two like they had a group that wanted to completely take ships in a completely different direction. You had another group that wanted to keep it the same. And the compromise was, well, let's do 3v3. That's what it feels like.
I see it.
It feels like this was some kind of like weird convoluted compromise between two completely different thought processes, or because somebody wanted to do something like what we talked about earlier on the lunchtime stream, where we talked about decoupling characters from ships, and someone was like, no, we can never do that, blah 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 blah. And so basically what happened was this was like a second pass. This feels like Congress and the Senate and like everybody got involved, and we ended up with something worse. There's
The Galactic Senate?
there is so
The
much
Galactic Republic.
there's so much opportunity missed.
I am the
Fleet.
Senate.
There is so much opportunity missed in Fleet.
Well, so the only thing I'm going to say, Grande, is I think I don't know if it was a compromise. I think we mentioned it at the time that this happened. This was out of necessity, I think.
I don't disagree.
They are not developing ships at anywhere close to the rate as they are characters, right? And for every capital ship, you need at least 9 ships, right? And I think at the time we were at like 28 or something regular ships, I think, when 3v3 came out.
We got
And so by shifting from 9 to 7, you effectively created 4 full squads, right? You have 4 capital ships, and you were able to field 4 full squads, and now you only needed 7 ships instead of 9 ships in order to fill up a character, in order to fill up an entire capital ship.
And we have it now. Now we have.
We have it now. We still don't see a capital ship.
We have the.
So,
we have
the focus on ships is just not there.
I feel like part of the problem is the freaking capitals, man. It's the whole underlying premise was. I mean, and I don't mean to hijack the stream with my freaking,
Meta report leading to good discussions.
But I just feel like, look, we have a lot of players. I mean, how many players do you? I mean, I hear from players that some of them are like, I really don't like ships. I really feel like it's boring. I really feel like it's not. I mean, Rangers even said it's not his favorite game mode.
I
right?
hate it.
Right? I mean, McVenom, you playing a lot of ships? Exactly. No? Is that what you said?
Fun. Yeah, I mean, I play them, but barely.
Yeah.
I don't like ships.
I
I
know.
at least am competitive now that I have a 5-star MILF.
Wow. Yeah. Hey,
But
Tier77 is now following us on Twitch. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I just feel like that they need to do something to where people like McVenom and Ranger actually want to play ships. And I'm going to tell you, part of it is they need to increase the freaking rewards again. And they need to give us more crap to play with. And they need to let us play with it our way.
Yeah. All good points. All right, let's get off the meta report before we have a riot in the damn chat. Good Lord. All right, so that's the meta reports.
We talk about everything.
Oh, we do. But we're off the topic now. Now we're back into our
Reality Screwed Grande. It is not Reality Screwed Grande.
It's not? Oh, okay.
It's skewed.
Skewed.
It's our own name. It says skewed. Why are you saying
reality
skewed?
gamers?
What did I say? Skewed.
I digress. Let's
You
continue
said
on.
screwed.
Like screwed.
Did I really?
You said screwed twice.
I thought it Reality Screwed Grande.
God.
All right,
No,
next
we didn't.
topic is Hoth Soldier unintentionally in Phase 2 platoons. This was a creamy little mistake.
Oh god. And so I'm in a little guild, man. I'm in a little guild. These guys just start clicking and filling stuff, and they're like, guys, I can't do one of the missions now. And I was like, the devs are on it, man. There'll be a post here in a little bit. I'm gonna tell you what I think this was. This was just somebody got the two guys mixed up. Somebody does not know what's needed, and they just forgot to take them out of the thing. It's so dumb, though.
Yeah,
It's so dumb.
it's a boo-boo, but, it happens.
It's not the end of the world for a boo-boo,
No.
but it's still. But here's my.
man.
But again, it's one of these like if you can't catch this, what else are you missing?
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's what it becomes, right? I mean, it becomes if you're missing this, what else are you missing?
It's true. Science.
Malik.
Oh, right.
All right, let's move on to content update 4/11/2019.
For the record, really quick with the platoons, Imperial probe droid is not listed on the spreadsheet in Phase 6, so you don't have to necessarily worry about that right now.
No.
Just heads up.
All right. Content update 4/11/2019.
All right, so let's start with we are going to talk about Malik, right? And we'll run through some of these posts really quick, and then we'll get to some of the other stuff.
Yeah, breeze through these, Finn. Let's get to the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, so we had Malik come out on the 11th, and that's the main thing about this. There were some character shard shuffles. Ebon Hawk is now available in the fleet data pack, so you can get him for crystals. There were some bundle packs that we know are now essentially for gear in order to get your Malik up, and that was the major change. And then there was also a change to Basilisk Shan, which we covered, I think, before.
We covered
it was
last
actually
week and stuff,
implemented.
yeah.
So main thing, Darth Malak event was during this. And
Yes,
then the event
it-
happened. Ranger, talk about the event.
Well, it was wonderful. I had the bestest time in the whole world doing it. No, I didn't. No, I'm just kidding. So let's talk about Darth Malak. The event itself was cool, and it was a challenge, and it was very challenging. Dark Side, we kind of give a little recap of what I did. So I stayed up Thursday night, Friday morning with Loki. We did the event. We did Dark Side, figured it out pretty quickly. The Light Side was crazy hard. Took us about, with Loki's mods and stuff. Loki, you still there?
No, Loki dropped.
No.
I think he's
Okay.
probably heading.
He's got to eat squid and soup. He hasn't eaten all day. Give him a little pass, guys. So, but I was up, and we didn't get done till 6 a.m. because that's how difficult the Light Side was. And I know Urza was trying to do it. I know Operation Metaverse was pulling their hair out trying to beat that Light Side. We lucked into it because we were trying different strategies, but we just by sheer luck were able to beat it. Then I went and got a little bit of sleep. Finn did the lunch stream. I got up, and then I, after working out, did mine. And I was trying different strategies. Could not beat it. I got close, but wasn't beating it. Luckily, Van Cell, who did it over 40 times and got into the minutia of the event, was able to beat it, or came up with a strategy, and it worked. And then I went on his stream, told him the strategy. He beat it a second time. I did it with Reemon. He beat it like first or second time. So the strategy works. So there's a legit strategy out there. A lot of us had to get through it. I've never ever seen Arnold T101 look like me doing a stream for the event. That's when I knew it had hit the fan. Arnold looked so proud, and I've never seen him like that, where he just flipped the chair and was like, "Come on!" It was like, so that's tell you how crazy this was.
I feel like that. Again, you read a little bit and you got a little bit easier once you kind of figured out the
That's a great
mechanics of
point.
the
Yeah,
mode,
Whittle
right?
73 says we need to clip out that part where Vince Hill tells me how to beat that strat and put that out there, Finn. That's actually a smart
Totally, I
idea.
totally agree. Where
We should.
Vancell's really a smart guy.
He really is.
We've said this multiple
We always
times.
give Vince
He
his
also
props.
he also thinks about things kind of differently.
Yeah.
And he's a real analytical player, and that's how he was able to kind of come up with.
He did over 40 times testing stuff out, so that's why I say it's Vancell's strat. So the event was hard. It was difficult. We knew it was going to be difficult. I don't have a problem with that.
I had a problem with it only being 2 days, man.
See, I'm going to get to that. So the power level, I don't have a problem with them having a certain power level to do the event. No issues there. I have a huge problem, and the first time ever I did a rant without using one bad word, Finn. Voltron, you've been very proud of me. I didn't use any potty language. So
Very, very.
You weren't allowed to.
no, we have ACS watching us. I can't do it. But I did go in the Discord and lose my potatoes afterwards. 2 days, 29 hours, really? You know what it did, and I got in an argument with a lot of people. This was a panic farm situation. CG doesn't. They're not worried about getting money for free to play. They ain't going to give them any money, right? They're not worried about the Krakens trying to get money from them. They've already got the characters. They've already spent. So they've already got that money locked in. What they were trying to do is get those dolphins, those mini whales, those people that had gone for Darth Revan, right? Had made the investment, maybe spent $20 finishing them up, that kind of stuff, maybe on the gear, things of that nature, and then said, oh, by the way, if you really want to complete your Darth Revan team, here's Malak. And oh, by the way, you have 29 hours to make that call. And oh, by the way, here's all the restrictions on how you have to get in there. That's where it got it. And a lot of players, it wasn't the dark side characters, some people I was talking with that got them. It was Mission and Zalbar. They had gotten Jedi Knight Revan back in the day. They hadn't really worked in Mission Zalbar. The Kira Stall team had not been on their radar. Then they saved and got Darth Revan, right? And so when they put this event out, most of them had the dark side stuff covered, right? Because you had to have them to get Darth Revan. That Phase 5 of Darth Revan was crazy. So to only have 29 hours and then make people... it was a straight panic farm. Let's try to get some money out of these intermediate people that have to make a choice. Either get Malak or don't get Malak. And looking at his kit when they put out, you're like, you better get Malak. He is that damn good. So there's all that packaged in right there. Then we get an announcement, Finn. What was the announcement?
There's going to be a change to Darth Malak.
Change to Darth Malak.
He was not as good as they were hoping, essentially, is what they put. I mean, it was really kind of a silly post, in my opinion. And we'll kind of go into all of that here. But I think it was kind of weird the way that they did this. So 2 days afterwards, right? Actually, during the event itself, they came out with a post saying, we've discovered some Darth Malak matchups that we'd like to improve in Darth Malak's favor. We're going to be making some changes to his kit, but we're still finalizing what those are at the moment. Once we are finalized, we will let you know the changes. So,
underlying meaning, Malak is too easily countered. We're going to change it so you can't counter him.
Yes.
That's exactly what it was. And so, okay.
Bullshit.
I'm sure I'm going to be called CG Finity for this. But here, I did not mind the power level of the event.
I didn't either.
I did not actually even mind that it was a 2-day release. Like a 2-day event. I actually did not even mind that. What I minded, and I thought was a really stupid idea, and I said it at the time, was that they did not have it at the same time as Darth Revan. Right? They could have announced that Darth Revan was at the same time and then said the last 3 days of the event, you're also going to be able to get Darth Malak, and done all of it at once. I think it wasn't a smart business play to separate it from Darth Revan, because you would have had people that would have realized, oh, this is a 2-character thing, and maybe spent more for that rather than spending on Darth Revan, not even have any funds set aside for Malak, and then just get screwed on Malak. So I don't think from a business perspective, it was a smart choice. But coming from a player side, what I think is even worse looking than anything else, forget about the fact that this is definitely trying to reward the whales, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing, right? They spend money in this game, they deserve it. The short notice, the gear level, none of that. That post, in and of itself, saying that Darth Malak matchups needed to be improved when what they were improving was an Emperor Palpatine lead, who is one of before Darth Revan, one of the two best Sith leads in the game. It's either Traya or Emperor Palpatine. If you didn't test and figure out that Darth Malak did not work properly with Emperor Palpatine, that's a shame. Because all it sounds like is that this was rushed out way too quickly, and people always say money grab and all of these things, right? This is just looks really, really bad.
It's not enough play testing when you have to rework the character, less than 48 hours after he comes out. That's a not playtesting enough problem.
No, and it's not even like sometimes I even excuse some of their reworks, right? Because it's some maybe some obscure team that you didn't test and maybe showed up. This is freaking Emperor Palpatine lead with a Sith. If you're not testing this, you're not doing right testing.
I mean, we're talking about testing one of the top 5 leaders in Arena the day that your guy comes out, right? We're not talking about somebody comes up with some kind of esoteric, Plo Koon lead with 3 clones that haven't been meta in 3 years, comes out and can somehow do some crazy damage. We're talking about, this is the game mode you planned for this character. This is the game mode that's working, and you don't test
ancient, legendary journey character. We're not talking about a marquee or anything else. This is what really drives me batty, and your guys' points are so damn right on point. How do you not know this ahead of time?
I just feel like that there again. I don't know where the play testing's at. That's really what this.
I don't either.
And Carrie has been on Twitter a bunch.
We're gonna get to that.
Yeah, we have one of her posts here.
Yeah, we'll get to that here in a second. But let's stay on this topic.
So let's talk about the change, right? Because we haven't specified exactly.
Yeah,
what
let's
it
talk
is.
about that. Yeah.
Go to the next one, and we'll talk about what exactly the change is for those of you guys that aren't aware. Darth Malak, and we mentioned it's just basically a change to specifically counter the fact that Emperor Palpatine was too easily beating Darth Revan teams. And if you're familiar with the Zeta Emperor Palpatine lead, it's a turn meter gain team. We've been talking about this kind of all day, right? It's a turn meter gain team. And what they added to Darth Malak is a statement that says Sith enemies can't gain bonus turn meter, excludes raid bosses. So now they've effectively negated Emperor Palpatine lead, which in and of itself is really just bad, right? We just mentioned it, you should have tested it. The worst part, though, in my opinion, is that Sith Assassin is a viable 5th character on the Darth Revan team. And there's a lot of people that worked on Sith Assassin for the Darth Revan team. Now it's effectively gone. This doesn't just affect Emperor Palpatine lead, it now negates Sith Assassin. And there are a lot of people, because we know Sith Assassin is a speed-based character. There are players that were working on Sith Assassin and gave her 2 Gear 12 Plus pieces.
Oh, yeah.
And now are screwed. There's nothing they can do. They've lost 2 Gear 12 Plus pieces because of this change to Malak that came out 2 days after the event ended. It's a shame the way that this was handled. The character was way too rushed out and not tested properly. And it's I don't know. It's just awful.
It goes back to the thing I keep harking on about them. I want them to make money. Make all the money you want. Mm-hmm. It's how you make your money. Making money is important, but the perception of how you make it and how it is perceived by your buying community is just as important. I mean, people are quitting. Longtime Krakens and Wells, and I brought it up that they're getting this influx of new players. I'm seeing them everywhere. We're seeing them everywhere, right? So for every whale they're losing, they're picking up all these other people. But it's going to get to the point that you can't compensate for, the bad vibes and things that you're creating in the community with some of this stuff. I mean, if you're going to execute something, execute it the right way. Oh, hold on. The Escape Podcast just gave us $4.99. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Anthony from the Escape Podcast here. I want to drop in a sincere and heartfelt thank you from Christy and I for the support. You're welcome. Don't ever do a super chat again. You can just put that in there and we'll highlight it. You saved that money for that wife of yours, damn it. But no, it was on our, and we're going to put this stuff back up there for you again here at the end of the stream. So don't you worry, buddy. We're here to support you. Got off my train of thought, damn it. But
he broke your rant.
you know, there's a saying in the military. You've heard this before, Granny. Piss poor planning equals piss poor execution.
Yeah.
You know, the results, if you rush stuff, you expect
it feels
bad
like
things.
you know, for them saying they have a 5-year plan, it sure feels like there's a lot of spitballing going
There
on.
is a lot of spitballing. You know, I mean,
you talk about a 5-year plan and then you spitball like this. You know, that seems that those two things don't seem to go hand in hand, right?
It's really.
I mean, you have a 5-year plan, and then you freaking put, you know, Hoth Rebel Soldier and Hoth Rebel Scout in platoons in an event that's 18 months old. I mean, it feels like.
So even that, I'm more forgiving of.
Stuff happens.
The reason I'm more forgiving of that is mainly because they went from this programmed, randomized thing that would generate inside, right? Where I'm sure they had a script that was saying who's going to be in there, versus now they shifted to that Excel sheet that I'm sure they manually programmed who's in which slot, and it just skipped past them, right? Not something that should have happened. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have caught it, but I am more forgiving of that than I am the way that they handled Malak. Right, because that one I can at least see the reason for the error.
Yeah. Right.
There's just a lot of characters. You're trying to spread it out in the platoons and the squadrons. You're dealing with all 6 phases of light side and also dark side, and you're just trying to fill it in. You're still trying to make them variant, and you should make notes of the characters that are in each phases. But I can see that being skipped. Playtesting a character. Come on, this is the moneymaker. Territory battles is not your moneymaker, right?
No.
As much as we talk about platoons, that's not the moneymaker. The moneymaker is the new characters.
Yep. And it's
you can't screw up the playtesting.
Mm-mm.
And so this was, and we'll get to the next thing now. And I mean, and the one thing we'll be cautious about, right? And we say this all the time. The people at CG are great people, right?
They're very great people.
We've talked to Crumb. They're not bad people. I think some people get personal with this.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Listen, if you're going to make an argument against a company, don't make it personal.
Or against someone's actions. I'm not.
Even when I've ranted and said,
I don't need to attack them personally.
Yeah,
Let's not attack them personally. It's not a personal.
Yeah, I don't call out people's names or anything like that. It's just you don't attack a person specifically, you know. So you can attack the company and what they've done and call it whatever you want, but you don't go after the person specifically, right?
Nah.
Because there's a difference. There's a company, and you can say EA and whatever you want. You're not, you know, generalizing at a specific person. But when you start going after a person, you kind of lose all credibility. So, but go ahead, Finn. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, buddy.
No, so we have a post by Carrie, and she's on Twitter a lot and she's responding. And to her credit, even during this time where people are angry and stuff, she's on there and she's responding. She's trying to create the dialogue.
Credit where credit due.
Which I will say is a lot different than any other game, mobile, PC, whatever. CG's community, like the devs, are much more engaged in the community than I think a lot of people give them credit for. So I do want to credit them for that. And she made a post that says, and there was an initial post that was really upset about Darth Malak and how it was a shame that the way the company did this. And Carrie posted, I'm talking about getting yelled at by whales for the first weeks around Darth Revan.
Disappear, where'd it go? Oh no, give me a second, I have to repost.
And then she says, you're disrespecting your paying customers. Then a week or two passed, and now it's, you only do this for the whales. And it's a cycle, and it's exhausting. So, for the first part, right, the fact that they get yelled at by whales around Darth Revan. I can understand that. Jedi Knight Revan was a surprise to people. Darth Revan then just became not a surprise, right? It was another character with a 7-star release without any precursor legendary, first of its type. People then, especially the high-end free-to-play, ended up saving. Now, while a small percentage of the free-to-play players actually got it, it was the high-end free-to-players that whales compete with often in Arena that got it, right? And so it didn't feel as exclusive to the whales, and I understand that. So I can understand the initial sentiment. And then the 2 weeks passed, and then you only do this for the whales. Those that are complaining about stuff actually being just done for the whales shouldn't be complaining because they're the ones that are keeping the game going.
Yeah.
Right. This is not the first game.
The company has to make money.
Given bonuses to players that pay, right? Money buys you things in the game. Sometimes it's time, sometimes it's items, and sometimes it's other advantages. That's the way it works. As much as we think of this as just a game, and the main thing to remember, this is different than a game that you pay one time up front and then you buy vanity items. Those are PC games. This is a mobile game. It's a different type of business platform. So it is important to remember the way that a mobile game operates versus other games. And I think sometimes people have a hard time separating the two and really understanding how they have to make their money. So I don't really have an issue with the fact that the whales were getting a bonus with Darth Malak. My problem, again, going back to it, is why wasn't this character tested? I haven't seen anything really addressing that from Carrie or anybody else. And I haven't really posted on Twitter. I just post fun stuff on our RSG Twitter. But the fact that there hasn't been... And there's people that are saying that she's lying and all these...
That's
it's
ridiculous.
Kind of silly. It's really
you lose me right then. I mean, again, I saw some of the Twitter responses. Some were very constructive and they made valid points, and some I'm like, get the hell out of here, loser. Good lord. You know, that's one reason I hate Twitter and stuff, is because people are just, they feel like they can just write whatever they want, and it's just sick. And people are sick, you know. So you can't constructively respond to somebody. You're passionate about a subject. You feel some sort of way. Learn how to communicate properly. Attacking someone like that in that way is just sick. You need help. So, continue, Finn. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, even as a free-to-play player myself, right, I'm not happy about the way Malak event was
no,
done.
you can tell we're pissed.
It wouldn't be my preference on the way that it was released. I mean, I've been planning everything, and I was hoping to get Darth Revan the second time around, and I've been working on my characters, and they're all ready to go for that. And then if Malak came around with the second time, then I was all ready for that too, right? So this definitely threw me for a surprise. It was a short release and all of that, and I'm going to have the gear anyways because I've invested in most of these characters. So, I mean, I'm pretty good. But I think people need to be a little bit more cautious, right, about how they're saying it and attack the whole situation and not the individual person. But there are people that are saying stuff directly against Carrie. So,
yeah, you know, we've said what we were saying about Malak. You know, we spoke in our piece, but you didn't hear us saying, "Crumb, let's get him." You know, I mean, or Carrie, kill Carrie. You know, and, you know, awful things. So. Let's keep it civil, guys. It's all right to be upset. You have every right to be upset. You're a paying customer. All those things are valid, but let's learn to communicate in a way that it's more constructive than, you know, you're a liar or just awful things. Good lord. So
we need something more uplifting. Carrie, do you have anything else to bring us back around?
No.
Aw, I want more Carrie.
On the spot, damn.
Three long-witted mofos could ask me or Rose Taco what our opinions are.
Well,
hey, Dr. Finn!
You don't care.
Yeah, you don't care.
This I kind of do care about.
Ooh, McVoltron speaking up. Well,
I mean, can't get a word in edgewise with y'all.
You can, and you know you can.
You just got to override them.
Yeah, you do it all the time when you want.
Rude, but there's not even a second to say, but I think it was, like you said, Finn, it was the whales have to get an advantage. But at the same time, CG has said more than once that the whole thing about free-to-play, if you're going to play free-to-play, that there's always a way to beat the metas or counter the metas with some kind of strategy. And to me, it kind of is messed up that the time that the community comes together with a sound strategy to beat a counter, or, you know, to be a counter to a meta, they go and change it right away. Like, you can't win either way to be a whale because you don't get an advantage, or they change it, you know, change the free to play. You don't get any kind of, there's no incentive to try a counter or a strategy to make a counter because it might change in a week. So my question is, what's going to happen when everybody stops putting money into these characters because they're waiting to see if it's going to change in a week or two? Like, they stop, you know, putting gear, like SAS, they stop putting gear into these characters because, you know, it might change in 2 weeks. CG might decide they're not making enough money off of it, or somebody is not, you know, playing it the way they intended it to be played, so they're going to change it. So To me, it would be a safe bet not to Zeta anything for at least a month now, because they might change it on you. I think it's so messed up the way it's really, like Grande said, it's unfortunate the way they're going with some of their decisions, I think, because it's such a great game, and it's just unfortunate to watch it kind of crumble in areas that you thought could be really strong.
Oh man, yeah, you couldn't have put it better, I think, Meg Venom. It's where the uniques read, like, do not use rebels against this squad, right? It's when the uniques read, you thought you could use Emperor Palpatine lead. Guess what, buddy? Nope. And it's okay to have a couple of those, right? It's like the dots thing where Vader doesn't work. It's totally okay to basically have a couple of, but to run out and basically say, either not play test it, where you can't, where you don't fix that ahead of time, or to rush back out afterwards and change something. Yeah, I mean, there are players that through all the Zetas they had, right, they're chasing stuff. They threw all the Zetas they had at Grievous, and Grievous didn't work the way they wanted it to. And then you get guys who, and then now they're behind the 8 ball when it comes to this 8 Zeta team, right, that's sitting here with the Sith, with Darth Revan. And so, yeah, it makes you be, I mean, I'm not going to be playing the Zeta roulette wheel anymore. It's save 4 or 5 all the time. Somebody asks you where they want to, oh, hey, where should I put my next Zeta? You got 5 saved? You don't have 5 saved? Well, then guess what? You don't put it on nobody.
Well, to what you guys were saying about the hold your Ahsoka Zeta, hold this, I'm at the point, and I think a lot of people in my guild and a lot of people I see playing are at the point that they are playing for fun now. They're not chasing the meta anymore. Half of my guild doesn't chase the meta at all. We have half that just buy everything outright, and then the other half that just kind of play for fun with what's fun to play. Like Mamo, for instance, he was gearing up Ewoks and playing bears way before they became good, I guess, in a way, or before people started playing them. And he loves it. He just has a great time. And so that's what we're doing. But the problem is I look at Ahsoka and I'm like, I think it would be fun to play with her with a Zeta and put Kenobi's Zeta on, just because I have those and I want to play those teams and it might be fun. But now I'm scared they're going to change it because maybe there's an unfortunate
interaction. There's some kind of unfortunate interaction.
Zeta's worthless.
Oh,
like
wait.
Zeta Finn, that just sucks to me. Like, you can't even play for fun without questioning your decisions now.
Dreamy Mushroom said, play for fun or not at all. For a lot of people, winning is fun.
Okay.
Yeah, it's competitive.
I mean, being competitive and winning is part of their fun. And so what we're saying is these people want to, they want to win, they want to have success, even if it's just a little bit of success, and then they're like, oh, hey, I had a little bit of success, this is fun, versus basically having to, look at certain game modes and go, I'm not going to win in this game mode. I'm playing for these other game modes, and I'm not going to win over here because I don't know what it takes to win, or whatever. I mean, the other thing too is a lot of people have a lot of fun playing the counter meta. They don't want to play what everybody else is playing. They don't want to follow the crowd. They want to be able to play this niche team that beats that team, right? Mm-hmm. Whenever they come out with kits and they constantly are going back and like, oh, we didn't anticipate you doing that. No. You can't play counter meta. You can't.
They're taking the ingenuity and the fun out of the game.
Exactly. You've got some really smart players who don't put in a bunch of money, and guess what? They found some freaking esoteric team that wins. Then let them have some freaking fun.
Well, the whole draw is that yes, it's a pay-to-play game, and whales get the advantage.
Yeah.
But there's always that small chance that you can outsmart them with strategy, and if you're good, you can win. But if you take away that ingenuity of strategizing and coming up with teams creatively, then what's the point to be either a whale or you don't play at all? You just play for fun. That's really the only option they're leaving you. It's kind of
you have to be able to find a counter to something. And right now, I'm not seeing a ton of counters, right? I mean, you're seeing some guys that are winning probably somewhere between 25 and 50% of the time, right? And with these things, and the reason why is because some of these debuffs are just really, really freaking powerful.
Well, someone brought up Grand Arena with me the other day, and I'm like, well, if you're at a certain GP bracket and they've got Darth Revan and you don't,
yeah, unless you're out modding them or something, you're going to be in a difficult spot. I think McVenom though brings up the biggest point to all of this. With this change, right, and the short time where Darth Malak was released, a counter was found, and he got a buff in order to counter that. That short a time frame has done, I would say, close to irreparable damage to the ability of anybody to trust anything CG is putting out now. I think that's where it hit him the most. Forget about the fact that it was a money grab. Like everyone, at this point, people complain about the fact that it's a money grab and there's short time releases and all that, right? Everyone is used to that. It happens. The nerfs come in raids, and they're to characters that have been around for years and years, and people just don't care. It's like, oh, Nuke Gunray got nerfed again, and we just kind of like joke about it and we move on, right? The Jawas got a nerf or something.
Or a raid, or the raid boss gets a buff, or whatever.
Exactly, right? But those are all like new content. It doesn't affect our players. It's usually something with the characters or long-standing characters or something like that, right? Even C-3PO and Finn, they took a long time in order to fix that, right? So it didn't feel as bad. 4 days after somebody got Malak unlocked, they announced that there was going to be a change. That has done damage to the ability for anybody to trust anything that CG is going to be putting out now. Just like McVenom said, right? She sees the Ahsoka Tano rework. She really likes it. She wants to do it, but she doesn't know if they're going to change it in like 3 days because there's an interaction now.
I've been hoarding Zeta mats for so long now. I kind of want to just put it on somebody, but I don't even it would be fun to put it on somebody I would like to play, but
Ahsoka's good, and Ahsoka should be great against everything that's not Malak, right? Or not Darth Revan. I mean, it should be great, right? It should be great against a bunch of things in that kind of, in like a PvE mode, or in a, or in like a TW mode. But you never know, right? You never know.
I mean, she might be good against a Malak too. If she gets 3 attacks going against a Fallen Bastila in turn 1, I mean, she might be able to take out Fallen Bastila.
But then what's going to happen? CG is going to realize that Malak's getting messed with by Ahsoka, so they're going to start, this isn't the way we wanted it, so let's do another little tweak. That's what's so crappy about it. Revenator made a good point. Not only are they taking the fun out of unique teams to counter the meta, but now the devs are basically spoon-feeding you the teams you have to use rather than being creative. Very, very good point.
It's like micromanagement. Like micromanagement of the player base. That's the problem, right? I mean, here's the deal. I mean, if you have low spend, mid spend players that effectively say they don't want to participate in a certain game mode, this is kind of, a slippery slope fallacy, but it would not be hard for someone who says, I don't really care about that game mode, to then say, I don't really care about the game, and I'll go find something else. And so
there's a lot of good stuff out there now.
And when you get somebody who says, who basically is resigned to, I don't play this game mode, and I don't play ships, and I don't do raids, and I don't do arena. So now they're in Grand Arena, TW, and TB. And then if one of those areas changes, then now they're only playing 2 game modes. They're basically slowly taking their foot out the door, rather than making it where more people can get in something. I don't know, man. I get it.
Spot on, Grande.
It's a fine line.
It is.
That the devs have to follow, and I don't envy them the position they're in. But we want to have more people excited about more game modes rather than less people excited about all the game modes.
Yeah. Like if you're going to take away one game mode for a lot of people or
ships
lose interest, then give them something.
I thought you were asking. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like me, he just named me. I hate ships. I can't compete in arena now because I don't have a team. Now, granted, I'm free to play. I'm not griping about that because I don't pay to compete in arena, and whales do. That's fine. But I hate ships. Now, like the characters that I would want to use and things like TW and TA and stuff like that, those are yeah, whatever.
Rose Taco, we'll end it with your thoughts on all this. You've been kind of quiet, but I would like to get your opinion on this as well.
Just been listening
I know,
and
I'd like to hear
agreeing
your
with
thoughts.
most of your stuff. Myself, I would consider myself a whale
You are.
because I spend in this game. I decided after, well, when I got Malak, my next 4 Zetas are going 2 on Malak, 1 on Fallen Bastila, and the second on HK. Because that is the current meta team in Arena. I basically can get to 10, but I can't really go any higher too much because my mods aren't the greatest.
Yeah. So the Darth Revan team is a
So
problem.
I've been buying mods and trying to level them up, and
You
I got a
go, brother.
17 speed.
Ooh.
That was my best so far out of like 8. But
If I roll one more damn mod, gold 5 speed, and don't get hit, I'm going to go bananas. 23 in a row. It is ridiculous.
personally, I'm not a fan of ships, but now that I have a 5-star MILF, I can actually get to my second place payout. I have an agreement with someone else in my fleet shard that I'll just take second, he could take first, and I'm good with that because that's my main source of income now on crystals.
Yeah.
Just because I'm facing 323 Darth Revans.
Yeah, I'm between 10 and
in
20.
my arena.
Yeah, I'm between 10 and 20 right now where I'm finishing, mainly just for speed, but
Yeah.
I've got some stuff to work on. And but, I mean, really, it's going to come down to me getting Malak ready, and I'm saving my crystals and buying the gear. And
Here's the thing, though. Even when you get Malak ready, right, let's say you get him. I mean, I've got him at gear 11. And there's still guys I can't when I throw all my best
it's
mods on the
because
team.
of speed, yeah. So
And
I'm
I'm
all in
telling
on
you,
mods, yeah.
it comes down to the speed, and you start looking at it, and you're like, all right, what if I bought those 2 pieces and I put those 2, and I put the 2, G12 5 finishers on him.
It doesn't matter because
And I'm
they're
like-
full up too. They're gear 12 plus 2.
They're full up again too.
It's
And-
mods. It's speed
when
mods.
when you look at it, I'm like, he beats me by like 6 speed.
Yep.
And he beats me by 6 speed even if I throw a vault at it.
Yep.
Right. And that's the problem, right? And so what happens, whatever that normally happens, then you get to go, okay, I got to run counter meta against that guy, right? I can't run the meta. I can't, the game should be some version of checkers or chess, and or paper rock scissors. And this guy's got a huge rock. My rock's not bigger, so I have to run paper against this guy. There's gotta be a way, right, where something.
And there was.
And there was, and now there's not.
Yeah. All right, so we've covered this enough. Very
Yeah.
insightful. We're going to get to we got to get to our Twitter responses. We got to get to questions as many as we can. I know Urza's streaming right now.
Yeah, we're gonna lose all our peepsters.
That's all right. We love Urza's. He's in the hall, so we're going to make this quick, and then I'll hang out in the Discord afterwards. But it's going to be watching Urza's mental damage person.
We'll
so.
try to answer some questions.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's
we'll
just
get
gonna
some
be
questions
filling
in, but Urza's streaming. I got to go give him a hard time. It's what we do. But we'll hang out in the Discord and watch Urza and have a good time. And you guys can ask us questions, and it's all good. All right, so let's get to the Twitter responses, Finn.
All right. So our Twitter question was, if RSG was beginning to plan a 2020 RSG charity event meetup, where would you want it to be? And so we have some responses here. So the first one, I vote for Las Vegas. # make it happen.
Oh,
Was that Loki?
No, actually, that was Sanely. Sanely Las Vegas too. We're all just gonna come back broke. Just gonna go there and do a charity thing, and all the money that we give a bunch of money to charity, and then we lose our own on slots.
man, you'd find Loki and I at the craps table all day long. He and I both
I
love
won't
that.
spend a dime.
I would actually probably end up being at the roulette machine.
I'll be at the
I-
shows. Me and McVoltron will go to the shows because I have no.
I'll
I
go
do
to
not
the
gamble.
show.
Yeah, we'll
I'll
go
be
to
at
the shows.
Galaxy's Edge.
I'll
Yeah.
plan the shows for us.
Yeah.
next
Yes, I'll be at Galaxy Edge. You guys go to Vegas. Me and Rose go to Galaxy Edge. That has more appeal to me.
Grim says the Star Trek Las Vegas convention.
Graham, you're fired. How dare you bring that even in
That's
here?
hilarious. We should totally go to.
Graham's going to show up there by himself and be like, "Where's everybody?"
We should
Go to the Star
Just
Trek
go up in
convention
there with
dressed like
lightsabers.
Star Wars
Yeah.
characters.
and be like, we use the Force.
You know, there's always a group, right? There's always a group that dresses as Star Wars and goes to Star Trek, and there's a group that dresses as Star Trek and goes to Star Wars. Like every year.
I didn't see any
Yeah,
Star Trek
except
down
they're-
at
I saw no Star Trek
Disney.
people ever.
They're not going to show it.
Oh, I love Star Trek.
Oh no,
but
I'm not saying
yeah.
Run Disney. I'm talking about the actual like convention stuff.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
be surprised, and for those of you that went to Celebration, let me know. I'd be surprised if there wasn't at least one person dressed up in a Star Trek costume at Celebration.
All right. What's the
Usually
next
at least one. Which then gets us to Contingent 33, who says Star Wars Celebration Anaheim, and then we all go to Galaxy's Edge. That
Oh,
would
that would be fun.
that would be pretty fun. We could also do the Orlando one and then go to Galaxy's Edge in Orlando
Run
as well.
and Galaxy Edge. Raise money and go get pimped out in
Yep.
Galaxy Edge. I like that.
And then Revenator, the parking lot where Grande met the chicken, that or Star Wars Celebration.
Again, he'll be
The
there by
parking-
himself.
the
I have
parking
no
lot.
interest in that whatsoever.
The parking lot.
So
That's
Graham will
not-
be at the Star Trek. Rondy be chasing chickens. Well, I'll
That would be pretty cool. We set up a nice buffet on the parking lot. We have a little.
that would be at that particular parking lot. That would be so awkward, guys. No, that'd be really awkward. There's a really nice Mexican food restaurant though, right across the
We
street.
could have them cater the buffet at the parking lot.
It's the Casa Lopez. We'll have to go over to Casa Lopez. That's a great.
See, but if we're gonna do a meetup, we
Hey,
all need to be dressed as someone.
We all are dressed as chickens and we play Who Can Grande Catch? And
Y'all
he just
by
chases around
yourself. Me and
everyone with
McVoltron are not participating in that nonsense.
We all know I don't mind dressing up. It's you lame
As
that
as
don't
a
dress up.
chicken,
Oh,
I
yeah.
dressed.
Yeah.
I dressed up.
McVenom was.
if we can somehow, I'll
All
say
the
this:
pork.
if we could somehow come up with a Darth Revan costume, I'll wear it.
Mc-
I'll
Mc-
wear it every
McVenom
day. I'll go
looks the
everywhere as
best.
Darth
McVenom
Revan.
looks the best out of all of y'all. Just getting ready for a stream, let alone what it looks like whenever.
All right,
whenever-
let's quit kissing McVoltron's
So
ass. We
I
all
have
know
an
she's
idea brewing
fantastic.
in my head.
I
It
know,
all
but come on,
tonight.
it's starting to
All
get a little. It's
depends
getting a
on
little
if,
crazy here. I mean, come on.
If Sword of the Jedi can get me what I want.
We all know how
If
amazing
Sword of the Jedi
McVoltron
can get
is.
me what I want. I have an idea for the next year's thing that I'll do during the 5K.
But yeah, I'll walk
Right.
around Disney all day as Revan. I'll dress up, but I don't know how to do it, and I don't have the funds to
I
do
think
it.
I think
so-
going to freaking California would be great.
It
right?
would. I just want to see my thinking on that is, Galaxy Edge will be open up in Disney World. We can do the.
And Disneyland though.
I
There's
know,
gonna
but
be
I
one
wanted
of
to still raise money for the ACS and doing the marathon. I didn't finish this year. I really want that challenge of knocking it out next year. So
these. You wanna
Yeah,
do
I
it
don't
again?
know if they do the Run Disney stuff at the
No, I don't think-
Anaheim one.
I don't
I
think
haven't
so.
looked.
I mean, if they do, I'm all for California, but that's where my mindset is. Trying to.
I got you. I got you.
So, all right. So that's that. Let's get to some questions, wrap it
Was-
up, and go make fun of
There weren't any more Twitter answers?
Mm-mm.
No, those were the Twitter answers.
Oh, I figured more people would have more suggestions of meetup places like
Yeah,
Chicago or
Chicago's a great
yeah,
choice,
somewhere
right?
Midwest. Yeah.
Chicago's a great. We could do like
BJ's Orlando.
Branson, Missouri. Come
Yeah,
on,
I'm
man.
cool. Like I
Branson,
think I would
Branson,
love to go meet up different places where more people can come and hang
Is there a
out.
city named Death Star? The
No.
U.S. has like a like a city named after everything.
I mean, for me, I think maybe we could try to do two things starting next year. Is one, we do the charity thing, right?
Two?
And
Two
then,
things.
well, it's not,
Holy
well,
crap.
hold on. Goddamn.
I mean, are you brainstorming here? I don't want to.
I'm just brainstorming. We still
Okay.
do the charity thing, but then another part of the year, not
Mhm.
even closely related, we pick a spot where everybody can kind of go and we can meet up with the fans, things of that nature.
I don't know.
Just
Going
as a
to Chicago,
meetup, general.
I
Yeah,
know,
just a
going-
meetup.
going to Chicago and hanging out with Stu would be fun.
Yeah, I think that we could do something like that next year.
That's the reason why, and there's a
That would
lot
be
to do. There's a lot to do in Chicago. I mean, if we had known about, I mean, it'd be great if we could go to Celebration, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great if we could go to
I
some kind
mean,
of like.
Yeah, I would love it, but
I like Isaiah Kelly said we should all go dressed up as porgs
that's
together.
the
I love
stupidest
that
idea I've ever heard. That's not
The
happening.
greatest idea. We can all be porgs.
No,
Mhm.
never.
And then McVenom can be Chewie, and we can just all kind of follow her around.
Oh, Chewy.
Isn't there like a Disney?
I'm not
Paris
doing that.
too?
No.
We could do like Disney Paris. That'd be fun.
All right. Let's do a few questions here. I'm kind of randomly selecting the questions from the list that came here. So, let's see. Thane Kyrell, question: we have more Galactic Republic tunes than we do Separatists. Do you think we will see Light Side Geonosis or Dark Side first?
Dark Side is
Dark-
already coming first.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dark Side.
They've already
Yeah, I
said
think-
so.
Yeah, I think Dark Side is coming first. Which
they
is true,
said
though.
so.
We do have more Galactic Republic than Separatists, but we also had more. I guess Lightside came first, and we have more Republic than, Rebels than Empire. But you can still manage with the lesser one.
Public.
Oh yeah.
So, let's see. Next question. What else? 73. Question: with the upcoming TB and factoring in Grand Arena 3v3s, where do Snips and Kenobi Zeta fit into your priority list of Zetas?
It doesn't.
Kenobi's
Until I
is
find
definitely
out if
not
they're
there.
gonna Change it.
I think Kenobi's is definitely lower because his is very specific to a full Galactic Republic team, and you have to decide whether or not you're going to do that. And we still are waiting for more Galactic Republic, right? I think we mentioned one team potentially with Kenobi, Barris, Fives, Ahsoka, and Jedi Knight Anakin. That could work out really well. And if you're really set on running that team, then maybe you're fine. I think Ahsoka's is a lot better. So I wouldn't prioritize General Kenobi's. If you really wanted that team, Ahsoka wouldn't be terrible. But again, we still have a lot of stuff that we need to see whether or not we're going to be.
And hold your Zetas,
Yeah,
man.
hold your Zetas for now. We just don't know what the changes are going to be.
I mean, unless you're putting Zetas on an arena team at this moment, I'd be telling you to hold them.
Yeah.
Once
You got
three
to
or
know
four, once
when
you
to
got 3 or 4
hold
or
'em.
5, then we can start talking about a fact.
Know when to fold 'em. Sorry.
No when to win.
Thane Kyrell, do you think the reason why everything feels so rushed is because they had to stop or slow down marquee tunes? Because marquee tunes are really expensive and moneymakers. I don't think that's a bad theory, to be honest. It still doesn't explain why they rushed Malak, right? They could have released Malak in 2 more weeks and made all the changes, and it probably would have still caused the same uproar. Because people still weren't going to be focusing on Mission and Zalbar if they weren't planning on the Kira Stall team. They would be focusing on gearing up Darth Revan and whatever else, right? So I think it's a reasonable thought as to why everything feels so rushed. I don't think it would have affected Malak, though, but it may affect stuff moving forward. Jason Krolick, question: what would you like to see from Mods 3.0?
Nothing.
I don't want to see Mods 3.0.
Yeah.
I've said it before. I think Mods 2.0 somewhat ruined the game. And not because it doesn't seem...
It's just another chase, man. I mean, it's
No,
another...
not even that. My issue with Mods 2.0 is the hidden changes that happen. And I say hidden because they were open about it, but the fact that you changed the way that mods leveled have given such a huge advantage to people that farm mods before Mods 2.0 came out versus those that farmed it afterwards, because they got the level up of the secondary stats at a higher rate. And so you were able to accumulate higher speeds beforehand, and people that are farming now just can't get it. Everything's at a 25%. You're not getting the rate.
Well, the drop rate was higher. The speed cap was still the same, right? So it's the quantity of mods that they saw, not necessarily the quality of mods that they saw, right?
Well, quality too, because you were able to get each of the secondaries to roll at a higher rate. You had the guaranteed 100% on a green. You had the 50% on the blue. So the qualities were higher.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but the overall numbers weren't. The problem here with Mods 3.0 is the game is going to start becoming more about the mod. We're already seeing a problem where the character's kit doesn't matter as much as the mod quality, right? And if we increase mods again, it potentially makes that problem even worse. So players with good mods continue to have good mods, and players with kind of not upper echelon mods still end up with good mods, but they're not as good as the other ones. And I think that's the problem, right? Is, I mean, if we're talking about, I mean, look, if we're going to see another rework to mods, it's going to have us getting probably like a 6D mod or a 6EC mod, right? Having the ability to slice them 2 more times. And what's that mean? That, you know, that means potentially people have, it's not going to equal the playing field. It's not going to say, hey, you spent a little bit of money, hey, you spent a little bit of time, hey, you come up here and kick some people's butt. That's what I want to see, right? I want to see it where where we don't have guys that stay at rank 2 all day because nobody knows how to beat their team. That's cool for them. It's not cool for everybody else.
Mm-hmm. All right. And last question, which was actually the first question asked, so I wanted to save it for the end. So thank you to SWU Ephraim Stern, who asked the first question in the chat for the stream. First real question. Question: does removing buffs doesn't take a potency tenacity test, does it?
No, that is correct. Yeah.
No. So Ahsoka will be able to remove buffs as long as she's able to hit. Now, some of these are on hit, so if the character dodges or evades, right? And remember, her thing is only against evade due to foresight, not evade or dodges from any other reason. So as long as she hits, she will be able to dispel.
She'll remove it.
Interestingly enough, with this, as a little side note, this may be a character that needs an accuracy arrow grande to make sure that she doesn't necessarily miss on any other dodge.
Yeah, well, and I'm not so sure that she. We've done this before, right? Remember when we put accuracy arrows on Rey, regular Scav Rey? Without a doubt,
that makes a huge difference on her. She misses and whiffs on everything.
And previously, I got to look at the kit after it comes out. Previously, we put a crit avoidance arrow on Ahsoka. Because
her thing isn't reliant on being crit anymore.
But it's not reliant on being crit anymore, which means now we can go back to looking at different arrows. I love characters that can use something else besides a speed arrow. Again, right? It's about if you put the right primaries and you put good secondaries and you have the right set bonuses, and you're smart at how you play, you should be able to win. I mean, effort matters. Otherwise, it's four whales playing at the top, and everyone else kind of doesn't care. That doesn't seem fun long term.
All right, I think that covers everything, Ranger.
All right, so we're going to get to the end here. Let me just put that up. One thing we want to shout out is our Patreon. These are our gold Patreons. We always make sure we recognize all our Patreons, but these are our gold Patreons, and they go above and beyond with their donation. One of them being in here, Mr. Rose Taco. So we thank you for all your support.
That's me.
Yes, that is you. And we really,
taco.
yeah, everything that you guys do helps us with improving our streams, improving the quality of the streams. We use all the money towards that. So shout out to all you guys. Shout our gold Patreons. We just want to make sure that we get recognized for that. And now we get to the ending. So you can check us out every Wednesday on this show, 8 p.m. Eastern. We do this. We are going to hang out in the Discord afterwards. If you haven't joined our Discord, please do. Make sure you do check out that GoFundMe that we mentioned earlier. Please check that out. We really want to help our boy Paul with what he's dealing with. Cancer sucks, so please go there and donate if you can. Even $1, every little bit helps. So I want to do that. Make sure you check us out during our lunch streams from Monday through Friday. We are keeping it from 12 to 1. So we do Ross reviews. We'll answer your questions. Kind of just checked out the game. So for tomorrow, we'll do a lunch stream. I'm going to do my Grand Arena. We got more videos we're putting out. So we got a lot of stuff going on in the game and on the channel. We'll have more Battlefront coming up. Tactical Monsters is coming up. We've got D&D on Sunday. Jedi Academy on Saturdays. We're being the best and brightest YouTubers and game changers together. So make sure you check that out. That's really a great place to get all your questions answered. 10 a.m. Eastern on this channel, U.S. time. Great place when you got Warrior and Remon and Jedi Master Adastra, and just it's crazy how much knowledge you got on that show. So check that out. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Follow us on Twitch. And so we're gonna go in Discord and hang out.
Make sure to support Kristen, by the way.
Yeah, I said that already, Finn.
I know. I'm just saying it again.
Oh, okay.
Link is in the description. Support Kristen if you guys are able to.
Yeah, let's show our love. And we're gonna go jump in the Discord and watch Urza be potato head that he is. So go check out Urza's channel. We always want to pimp you guys to other channels. Urza's our boy, and so let's go check him out. We'll be in the Discord hanging out with you guys. So be safe, and we will holler at you later. Peace.